Mikhailovich, he got to step it up. It's gonna be a huge fight for him. Janibek like he ready to go, man. This is not gonna be an easy fight. It's gonna be a tough fight, man. Got Janibek in the first round, coming out with that jab. Mikhailovich, he better step it up. Janibek coming out aggressive with that jab. He being patient, Mikhailovich got some good counter punching ability, some hand speed. Janibek looks a little taller, but they're around the same size. Janibek coming out aggressive too. Not really waiting around much. Ooh, good one too by Janibek to the body. Doing an excellent job going to the body right now, being patient. But Mikhailovich, he gotta show Janibek a different look right now. Yeah, Janibek throwing that jab. Mikhailovich come back with a double jab. Right hand to the body, left hook upstairs. Janibek kind of gave him a little warning. Yeah, Mikhailovich, he's still on the front foot. You can't be too aggressive. That was a good first round. You can't be too aggressive though. Yeah, that was a good round. If I'm Janibek, I'm just gonna take my time, not really rush. Mikhailovich gotta do something with that jab though. Janibek coming out with that jab. But I don't know what the referee's complaining about, but he's coming out with that jab, being aggressive. Mikhailovich throwing that jab up top against Janibek. Trying to throw that right hook in the inside. Mikhailovich wants to start fighting the inside now, which is pretty smart. Mikhailovich fighting the inside, grabbing Janibek right now, which is a smart idea. Janibek don't really want to do that. I think that's a very good idea. Yeah, referee is definitely tripping. Canelo Floyd's son, he definitely tripping. I don't know what the referee is on. Let him slug it out. Janibek with a good one too. Yeah, I gotta stop it in this fight. He said he gonna get screamed at in the corner. Ooh, Janibek with a good straight left he tried to throw. Janibek throwing that jab, that 1-2. Oh, he got Mikhailovich hurt with a straight left. Mikhailovich need to stop reaching. Oh, Mikhailovich need to go to the inside and throw something. He need to let his hands go right now. Oh, Janibek going for the stoppage. Oh, Janibek with a left hook. He's smiling. No, you know he got him hurt. Janibek going for the KO in the second round. Oh, he has Mikhailovich hurt. Oh, he just let Mikhailovich. He's playing with Mikhailovich right now. Oh, Janibek keep playing with Mikhailovich. He keep hurting him. He playing with him. Janibek playing with him right now. Oh, Mikhailovich got dropped. Oh, Janibek playing with him. Oh, Janibek playing with him right now. He let him live. On the ground. Janibek let him stay. Hey, Janibek could have got him up out of there if he wanted to. He said, yeah, I'm good. He is not good. He's definitely not good. Yeah, Janibek definitely let him off the hook just then. He let him off the hook. Yeah, Janibek let him off the hook. Oh, he hurt him good too. Oh, you put a bet on it going the distance? Bro, I told you in prediction video. I told you it was going KO. The last one fight went KO too. It's in the second round, bro. He trying to go for that knockout. I knew Janibek was going for that knockout. Mikhailovich ain't fought nobody like Janibek. And he ain't good as Denzel Bentley. And if you look at him, he a little skinny. Mikhailovich young too. He only got like a couple of amateur fights. He ain't got that much experience for a jab. I knew that jab was gonna break him down like it's doing right now. Yeah, me too. Yeah, he did fight a journeyman in his last fight. Yeah, I think after this, Janibek needs to step up his competition. Yeah, I know. Mikhailovich fought him. He ain't fought the good and right competition. Janibek playing with this man. See all that trash he was talking yesterday? Yeah, that referee ain't letting that hugging go on at all. Some referees are cool with it. I forgot what fight was it where they was hugging and fighting in the inside and the referee let it go. There was some fight recently where they was letting those guys do that. I forgot what fight it was. I was like, oh, the Caleb Plant fight. You remember when Caleb Plant was pulling McCumbie's arm down? And I was like, if this was any other referee, they wouldn't let that happen. That's why I said some of these referees are trash. They don't really know boxing like that. They think clinching is a bad thing. That's how Caleb Plant got his knockout though, clinching. See, Mikhailovich, he want to fight the inside. Janibek can't fight the inside like that. See, if you a fighter, you want to be in Janibek, all you got to do is fight the inside. Yeah, they did act like some hoes. They definitely did. Ooh, Mikhailovich going to the inside, throwing that left hook in the inside. Okay. He definitely going to survive. He not throwing no throw. Janibek throwing some good combination inside now. See, Janibek don't want to fight the inside though. See, he on the outside, he landing. Okay, Mikhailovich survived that round. Okay. Yeah, I got it going to ending in the KO, so I need him to get up out of here. Yeah, Mikhailovich stamina is. We in the second round going third. It's the third round now. Yeah, his stamina is bad right now. It's a good fight so far. All we can do here. Oh man, they said that. Yeah, you know it's over with now. All we can do here. Janibek, I don't know why he on the back foot. Mikhailovich got Janibek on the back foot. Okay, Janibek fighting the inside. See, I don't see this fight Janibek doing. I don't like this. This is the weakness of Janibek right now. His inside fighting this. See, a guy like a Tim Zoo at 160, he'll be dangerous in a fight like this. Just because of the inside fighting right here. Look at Mikhailovich. That dude trying to win this fight, man. And one thing you can say about Mikhailovich, he trying to win this fight. And he ain't trying to get knocked out early. Ooh, good left hook by Mikhailovich. They throwing some good uppercuts. Left uppercut, really. Janibek with a left uppercut. They throwing some good body shots right now. Janibek trying to reach that body. See, the thing about Janibek, he needs space to throw his punches. Mikhailovich, he don't really need no space. Man, that's why Janibek should have been still working with Buddy McGirt, man. Sometimes you need a trainer that you're not comfortable with. Yeah, I see some holes in Janibek game still. Yeah, he's weak fighting the inside, bro. I think that's how Denzel Bentley had got him. I was at work when I was watching, so I couldn't really tell in that fight, but his inside game is weak, man. That's why when they were saying Janibek fighting Canelo, nah. I know when somebody's good enough to face Canelo. That guy, he ain't good enough to face Canelo. Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. Janibek, he might need to move up a little bit. Another weight class. Yeah, he seemed like Mikhailovich went there and got the respect these last 2 rounds. He's still getting beat up though. But he's surviving and he finding weaknesses. I like the way he's fighting right now. I'm impressed. Mikhailovich, he fighting good on the inside, but man, he got to stay away from being on the outside. Janibek just want to throw that jab and have him on the end of his punches. He fighting through it right now. Not really bleeding that much the last 2 rounds, so he's good. Yeah, Mikhailovich a dog though. That's what kind of scared me about this fight. He a dog. He got to stay on the inside though. He doing a good job too. Mikhailovich staying close. Janibek trying to hit him with that left hook. Mikhailovich throwing that jab in the inside. He's throwing some close punches too. They standing toe to toe right now. Exactly where Mikhailovich needs to go. They're leaning on each other. Mikhailovich chest to chest, exactly where he needs to be. He's wearing down Janibek right now. It's a sloppy fight, but it's a good fight though for Mikhailovich. It's the kind of fight he need to be in. Mikhailovich fighting through it though. He gotta get close to Janibek though. He can't let him hang on the outside. He can't do no rabbit punches either. Yeah, it might. I think it's gonna go longer too. Mikhailovich throwing a good left hook. Mikhailovich getting the punches off. Okay, Mikhailovich doing a good job punching while Janibek moving back, pushing him back. He gotta let his combinations go on the inside though. He has a lot of time. Janibek not throwing anything right now. Mikhailovich needs to let his hands fly. He has to. He can't really take no rounds off right now. He's still in survival mode. Mikhailovich's legs is kind of heavy right now. Needs to stand on the inside. Janibek want to be on the outside. Yeah, I know. Yeah, if he keep fighting like this for the rest of the fight, he will. He can easily steal rounds like this. Janibek not doing a whole bunch of damage right now. He doing enough to okay, he doing enough now. See, on the outside, Janibek is a lot more dangerous with that reach. Them jabs and that 1-2, but yeah, Mikhailovich, he getting too tired now. He can't hold him in the inside. Yeah, Mikhailovich, he can't do nothing in the inside. He getting tired now. It's a good fight though. It's going about how I thought it would. I really didn't think Mikhailovich was an easy fight. I actually gave him a chance going into this fight, thinking about it. But I just didn't think he had enough experience. Has the skills, but the experience is, he getting a lot of it right now, but he should have been in a fight like this before he got in the ring with Janibek. That's why a lot of times I actually push for certain fights against certain guys, because some of these guys like Mikhailovich, if he had like two more fights before he fought Janibek, 2 tough fights, he'd be a lot more ready. He's doing a good job now though. He's fighting very smart. He's showing me a lot in this fight right now. He's fighting like an old school fighter right now. Mikhailovich getting mad. He punched during the break. He like that gentleman punched during the break, and he like, man, hold on, man. What's this guy doing? Yeah, it's starting to get mean in there, man. Mikhailovich really taking advantage right now. He just got to throw some punches. He got the positioning. He needs to let his hands fly. He's using all the energy clinching now. They catching each other inside the clinch. Oh, Mikhailovich had with a good left hook. In the inside, he just got to let his hands fly. He keep throwing those punches that's almost like rabbit punch, because Janibek leaning forward. Janibek throwing some good punch in the inside right now. Ooh, good left uppercut by Janibek. Mikhailovich got to get up out of there if he ain't throwing no punches. He just getting tagged with an uppercut now. Janibek gonna still go back to that uppercut because Mikhailovich leaning too much now. We're in the 6th round right now. Almost a minute to go. Mikhailovich still throwing that jab. He's clinching, holding. Throwing that left hook. It's a good referee. He's doing a good job so far. He was doing terrible earlier. I think he know what type of fight this is, so he's standing back. Mikhailovich just hanging on at this point. He can't do this 6 more rounds. Janibek putting on a good performance right now. Oh, okay. 6 punch, a combination by Janibek. Mikhailovich still walking forward, looping right hand, right hook. Yeah, it's not gonna make it past 9 rounds. They won't last. I had woke up for the last fight, but the hour went by kind of fast. Kind of mad I missed the co-main event. Yeah, Janibek gotta get him up out of there though. He need to make a statement. Janibek with a jab. We're in the 7th round right now. Janibek trying to get back to that jab on the outside. Referee telling him, hey, Mikhailovich, okay. Ooh, good uppercut by Janibek. Mikhailovich got him against the ropes. Referee letting him go, letting him go. You gotta do something. You gotta do something, Mikhailovich. Referee letting you go now. You said, what's the score? I think I would say right now probably 5-2. I say 4-2. I think Janibek got like 4 rounds. He got a knockdown too, so that's a 10-8 round. I think Mikhailovich probably got like 2 rounds. But Mikhailovich got knocked down earlier. So it's probably like 4 rounds or 2 with a knockdown round. So what would that be? Ooh, Mikhailovich doing some good combinations right now in the inside. He toe-to-toe with Janibek right now. Oh, good overhand right. Yeah, but Janibek dominating right now. Mikhailovich doing a good job surviving. Got him on the ropes. He not letting Janibek go around free. He can't move around freely. He toe-to-toe, chest-to-chest. Yeah, Janibek trying to throw them punches. Oh, he steps back and throw a hard straight left. Mikhailovich comes back with a hard right straight is that a right hook? He fighting the inside, but he ain't letting his hands go. Mikhailovich letting Janibek off the hook, man. Good left hook by Mikhailovich. That's the end of the round. I don't know what Janibek doing, but he got to turn it up, man. Janibek, he's not really doing much. He got to get this knockout. This is not a great performance by Janibek right now. He getting dominated on the inside right now. Caliber got there in the 8th round, still being aggressive, walking forward toward Janibek, trying to find the inside. I need to see Janibek do something these last couple of rounds. He's not doing anything different right now. He's letting this guy crowd him. Right now, Mikhailovich got Janibek fighting his type of fight, which shows a lot. Janibek throwing some combinations in the inside, but he ain't doing much damage no more. Janibek needs to show me something these last couple of rounds, man. Mikhailovich landing some. You said who winning for the moment? Right now, Janibek, but Mikhailovich is coming back dominating right now. Janibek ain't really doing much right now. Oh, Mikhailovich throwing some good left hooks and a right hook. He needs to just let his hands go. Oh, he jabbing Janibek, walking Janibek down with that jab. Hey, Janibek keep playing, he'll lose this fight. Ooh, nice left hook by Mikhailovich. Ooh, good left hook by Mikhailovich. I mean, right hook. Janibek getting beat up right now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Janibek tripping. Janibek tripping right now. Man. Hey, you know what? If he go 12 rounds, he need to lose. I'm be real with you. If he go 12 rounds, he need to lose. Cause he could have been knocked this guy out. He dropped him in the what, second round? Second round? If he lose, he need to lose. He letting this guy dominate him on the inside. And, I mean, he throwing some good punches, but I see Mikhailovich getting stronger as he's fighting the inside. Janibek he throwing some punches, but not really effective. Shoot, Mikhailovich, he was almost out of there before he started fighting the inside. Janibek throws a left hook at the end of the bell. Yeah, man, his aggression is nah. And I'm not saying that like Janibek needs to get a knockout. I'm saying if he's on that level to where we need to repeat him with any top names, he needs to get a knockout in this fight. Cause this is good for yeah, it could be. This is good for Mikhailovich right now. Mikhailovich keep fighting on the inside here. He can make something happen. Yeah, Janibek tired too. Yeah, I know. At this point, Janibek got to work on that. But Janibek doing some things I don't like right now though, as far as changing trainers. That's why I wasn't too happy about him changing trainers. because that let me know his last trainer wanted him to do something that he didn't want to do, so he wanted to get with somebody he was comfortable with. And this is why the trainer was trying to tell him that he needs to work on some things, and he ain't like that. And this is the type of things the guy was talking about. Leaning on the ropes in the 9th round right now. You got a guy that you're stronger than, you can punch better than, but he's beating you up on the inside. And this is an inexperienced fighter that's dominating the guy with a whole bunch of experience in the inside. No, he wouldn't be able to handle Canelo. Canelo would knock him out. Nah, he ain't with Buddy McGirt no more. He ain't. Buddy McGirt told him, "Hey man, we gotta work on two or three things, and then you're gonna be the best fighter out here." As soon as he heard that, he like, "Nope, let me go work with somebody else." Yeah, I had a problem with him and Anthony Joshua doing that. Yeah, Olasis Iglesias beat Janibek. But Majramal beat Olasis Iglesias though. I heard Majramal, Terrence Crawford said Majramal knocked out Pandora too. Tell him Majramal gonna be a problem. Yeah, Majramal had beat Iglesias at 168. Yeah, Janibek lucky he ain't at 168. I think Iglesias beat Janibek. I think Iglesias definitely beats Janibek. Yeah, Majramal gonna beat everybody. Right now, I'm trying to find somebody who can beat him. Majramal gonna beat a lot of guys. Oh man, the referee called the fight. It's over with. Mikhailovich fought good though. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He needed that. Yeah, that's Mikhailovich. I don't know. They should have gave him another go to it. He lasted that long. That was a pretty fast stoppage for me. Yeah, the kid fought like a warrior, man. He really did. I think that stoppage was pretty fast, but I was hoping the stoppage because I bet on it, but could have went longer though. That was a fast stoppage for Mikhailovich. He fought pretty tough. But yeah, that's why Janibek, when people bring his name up, that's why I'm kind of like, I don't know. Because right now, my way of thinking, I can see Tim Tszyu going up to 60 and beating Janibek. The way he fought just now. He said split decision. Yeah, but Janibek's not a 68. I mean, Majramal not a 68 though. That's what. That's the only reason I'm saying it. Because people say Majramal only got 10 fights, but they don't understand that 168 he dominating a lot of guys. I think that dude gonna be tough watch. He gonna destroy Boychick. What Virgil Ortiz couldn't do at Boychick, that's what Majramal gonna do. He gonna show a whole nother level. That's actually gonna be a bad thing if he go out there and stop Boychick. for the other guys. Oh, it ended in the ninth round. Ninth round stoppage. Ninth round stoppage by Janibek. They stopped it early. It could have went on a little longer, but they could have really stopped it earlier in the fight. But Mikhailovich, he the real deal though. He fought pretty tough. He looks pretty young, man. I don't know how old this guy is. Forgot his age. I know he's young though. Yeah, that was a good fight though. Yeah, Janibek fought tough. That was a tough fight. Them guys fought like it was a belt on the line. 2 belts on the line. Let me say that. It was 2 belts on the line. Yeah, Janibek the real deal. It really is. Gotta give him the credit. He is definitely the real deal. But yeah, I like to see Mikhailovich fight again though. All he needs to do is get a little bit stronger. He's gonna be all right. That was a tough fight though. That was a very underrated fight. Oh yeah, he's 26. Okay. Yeah, he's good. He's good. He got some good experience in. I'll say in 2 years he'll be a force. This was a good fight for him. He needs 2 years. Yeah, I know. Me too. In 2 years, I think he'll be good. This would be one of those fights that be good that they can run back. You know, when like Janibek needs a fight, he can't really find one. This would be a good fight to make. Yeah, Mikhailovich could have got him though. Janibek looked tired though. He was in a real fight. You said Nick Ball. Oh yeah. I'm gonna watch that fight. They got a couple of more fights coming on today too. They got like 2 more fights coming on today. I might watch them. But yeah, I'm gonna watch the Nick Ball fight tomorrow. I'm definitely gonna be watching Nick Ball. Yeah, I know. You think Adamas beat Janibek? Yeah, cause Janibek been out so long. I think that layoff, just because of the layoff. I'll say this though, Adamas wasn't too. How would I say this? He didn't fight that smart his last fight. Oh yeah, I'm going live for that Pereira fight. Matter of fact, I gotta do a prediction video when I get up off of here. Nick Ball by KO tomorrow. Ooh. I'm hoping it don't. I hope it go 12 rounds. Kind of been on 12 rounds. But it's a good chance Nick Ball get a knockout though. Hoping it go 12 rounds, but it's a good chance Nick Ball get a knockout. Nick Ball fights pretty smart though. He not trying to rush the knockout. Yeah, that Adamas Goucher performance wasn't that good. Adamas basically fought Goucher. Kind of like how Tim Tszyu fought him. You want to be honest. That's why I said Tim Tszyu can fight a lot of these guys at 50, at 60, and 160 right now. That's champions. Janibek or Adamas, so Yeah, Janibek won by KO. Janibek won by KO. Yeah, Domus, he looked bad in his last fight. I don't know if it was a layoff or what, but didn't look that impressive. Yeah, I know. I seen those cards. They got the prelims. The prelims is, bro, it's kind of disrespectful. I seen that recently. They been put some people in the prelims that don't deserve to be there. Yeah, I was gonna do some prediction videos. I seen the prelims and everything. I was like, man, I don't even want to waste my time. They got this card all over the place. Yeah, Janibek did a good. He did a good job, man. Oh yeah, they want that Kazakhstan. Okay, put that up there. Yeah, Janibek, he fought good in this fight. He said these days at least 6 months. You're not gonna fight. You're not gonna find too many every 4 months, unless it's like prospects. At least every 6 months, I would say. He said like when Fulton was on prelims. I mean, to be honest with you, it was actually a good idea looking back on it because I was asking myself after the Fulton fight, have I ever seen that many guys that was like have I seen that prelim fight talked about that much? So I think they did a good job on that because prelims was pretty exciting, but yeah, kind of like that a little bit because Roland Romero fight was pretty bad, and Fulton fight was like the most talked about fight. Even though people talked about Caleb Plant fight more, they didn't really see the Fulton fight because it was on prelim. So I had to realize that too. Kevin Holland, yeah, I seen Kevin Holland fight. I think I'm gonna be on live by the time he's already fighting. Yeah, but at least every 6 months these days, these guys ain't fighting but like twice a year. But you notice like when guys start fighting at different times than they used to, like Joshua, he was fighting like every 4 months. Yeah, Rolly should be fighting on the prelims. It's a Kazakhstan style Janibek, yeah. Yeah, Janibek came to fight, man. He was in a tough fight though. Yeah, yeah. Once he fights someone, they gonna say that. But shoot, I don't know, man. It's gonna be hard for Janibek to get in these fights and get these stoppages without their inside work. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Janibek with the inside work, he's a lot better. Oh yeah, more is coming. Yeah, more is coming. I'm probably be on here tonight. I know I'm gonna be on here like later on. I be wanting to go live more, but I be trying to study these fights so I can get them right. He said Janibek took him lightly. I wouldn't say he took him lightly. Yeah, really. Bets at your own risk. Absolutely. Hey, we got both of the bets right though. I got the last bet with Miyamoto. I got that belt right. She got the KO. And I got Janibek with the KO. You know, usually the co-main event and main event don't usually have KOs back to back, but got those right today. I told myself the next fight they have in Australia, I'm gonna predict the KO right. Yeah, Shannon O'Connell, she came to fight, but wasn't enough. But yeah, Janibek, he needs. I think him not fighting in July kind of messed him up, and he was a little bit rusty. And he said they only gave him what 28 days to prepare for the fight and make weight. Man, that's hard. That's hard to do. 28 days. Usually guys need at least 2 months. But he know he missed weight, so gotta go with things like that. Yeah, Laura be trouble for Janibek right now. The reason being is because Laura is a complete fighter. Laura is a complete fighter. He can fight the same way he did against he said, did Andrei say anything in the post-fight interview? I didn't hear it. I don't know if anybody heard it. Janibek won the fight. Janibek won the fight. You say anything about news about Matias? No, but I will say this. That since Richardson Hitchens is fighting Liam Paro, I guess that's going to be in Australia. If Hitchens, let's just say Hitchens win the fight, goes out there and upsets Liam Paro, you can expect someone like Matias or Catterall to be someone that could possibly fight for that belt soon at 140. Or if Eddie Hearn want to make it interesting, he could throw Dawson Smith in there. But one of those three guys, I think Matias is gonna come back early, probably January. Imagine if Janibek was 100% in this fight, he would have started him in the 4th, 5th round. Yeah, that Janibek was pretty tired from not being able to train a full 2 months and still trying to make weight. So a lot of that stuff added up. Oh yeah, I know. The inside game, man, he got to work on it. It's on tape now. Against Carlos Adames, that's a bad recipe. Carlos Adames can punch way harder in the inside, so that's kind of why I was picking Adames in that fight. But Janibek on the outside is dangerous. His jab, 1-2. Seems like he need to go hurry up and make some moves in 140. My thoughts on Paro versus Hitchens. It's a good fight. I think it's a 50-50 fight. It's a 50-50 fight in my eyes. I picked Liam Paro in his last 2 fights. But in this case, I would say it's a lot more dangerous for him because Hitchens is a better boxer than the last two guys. I think he boxes better than Matias. I don't know if he's more dangerous. I think Matias still dangerous. But I think I don't know. Paro, he's probably in. I don't know, man. Depending on how Paro is. Paro's different after that win. It could be better, could be worse. Paro could go out there and have a big ego and think that's gonna be an easy fight against Hitchens, or he could go out there and just be focused. It depends on what kind of fight that Paro's coming out with. Yeah, I don't think they'll give him a decision like the fight with Lemos against Paro, especially if it's in Australia. I want to see what Keyshawn Davis does with Lemos. You think you think Lemos gonna give Keyshawn Davis a tough fight? I want to see how that fight goes. Yeah, these scorecards, those scorecards been trash. I don't even look at those no more. The scorecards been so bad. I be going back looking at old fights and look at the scorecards. I'm like, man, this guy got robbed. But yeah, I think Hitchens is prepared though. But Paro he dangerous after that Matias fight. He said Hitchens had a problem with weight. Oh, he did, bro. I seen a picture of him recently. I could find it on my computer if I looked for it right now. But man, we're talking about out of shape. Bro, I seen a picture with Hitchens recently. He was too big, man. Yeah, Janibek won the fight though. He did a good job. I seen a picture with Hitchens recently, him and Tank. Bro, they gained too much weight recently. I'm like, this is a recent picture? Man, if you seen that picture, you'd be like, what? I mean, Hitchens added on a lot of bad weight. So I'm definitely leaning towards Paro right now, just off of that. But I want to go towards Hitchens, but I don't think so. Yeah, the Janibek dominated, man. He did a good job in this fight. Janibek ended up winning ninth round, knockout. I don't know who he's gonna fight next. It might be somebody like Adamas. Cause I don't think he's gonna be at 160 long. If he doesn't go for undisputed or something, it's not gonna make a lot of sense. He needs to fight somebody like Adamas or Lara, but I think PBC might wait it out and let Janibek just give up the belts. Because he is getting a little too big for that weight class. Yeah, that left hand, yeah, Janibek got to fight on the outside. Got to let his hands go a little bit more too. I think he can punch, but he just got to let his hands go. I think that Mikhailovich guy was trying to outpunch him. As long as he's outpunching people, I don't think they can beat him, but and he was rusty. Yeah, he's been out for a while, so he was rusty. It makes sense. But he was dominating the first couple of rounds after the knockdown, before the knockdown. Yeah, Turkey out of sheep, man. They better. Turkey out of sheep. He's putting together some fights, but he's not gonna put together every fight. You know what I'm saying? Still have ESPN and Main Event that put this event on. Yeah, you know the Butter Biscuits is definitely, those are hard to get away from. Now him and Tank always beefing. You know Tank always beefing with somebody. He's out of Berlanga now. You know, they both from New York. So he probably was like, yeah, you know, Tank was on. He probably just told me. Like, Tank thought you was gonna get knocked out. Yeah, that's probably why. It was a New York thing, so you know him and Berlanga got a relationship. Yeah, I seen Tank go off on friends like that all the time. Before Tank turned Muslim, I seen him say to what, Truck Simpson, he told him, go on with your Muslim brother. I thought that was highly disrespectful though. I ain't gonna cap to you. I really ain't like that. Yeah, I think PBC they're gonna end up trying to make a move with Charlo at 160 though. Jamal Charlo, he's going to 68, but I think the smaller Charlo, he gonna try to go in and get those 160 belts. It'll make a lot more sense. I'm gonna tell you why. If Charlo gets the belts at 160, all the guys like Laura and Adamas, they already with PBC, so. And I also think that Canelo will fight Janibek. If it's not this coming up, these next two fights, I think 2020, and I hate thinking far ahead like this, but 2026, I think Canelo will fight Janibek. They said last time I was at 160. Hey, that's crazy, because Rafael Espinoza, he was 126 and he's 6'1". Dude, 6'1" at 126. I mean, how could you even beat that? Janibek tall too. Both of these guys. I know Janibek got to be at least 6 foot. I know he got to be at least 6 foot. Oh, he 5'11" and a half. Dude looks tall. 5'11" and a half is tall. For 160, because of Charlo them, you know. Somebody said, thanks, bro. I must have got him, yeah, man. People want to make some money today. I definitely hit today. I've been slipping the last couple of weeks, but it's been all good. But yeah, a lot of these weight classes starting to fill up though. I think Hitch is gonna do a lot at 140. I'm surprised he's making a move this fast at 140. He said that he was gonna try to fight Matias next though. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, right? Yeah, that's definitely crazy. Yeah, I want to see Janibek versus Adamas bad though. But the fact that it didn't happen this year, I don't think it's gonna happen. For 2025, in some situations, you're right. The way I see it right now, 2025 is gonna have to happen. So a lot of these other fights we've been waiting on can get out the way. It's a lot of fights they want to make. I think once 2026 comes, you're gonna see a lot of people having to fight. They're gonna have to fight. Like in the year 2026, a lot of these guys are really gonna have to fight. I think by then, Janibek would probably be at 168. Should be looking at a Canelo fight. Yeah, he can be undisputed. Janibek could be undisputed next year. It all depends. Because Lara is older. So I'm pretty sure they're going to want to try to make Lara undisputed by then. If he fights Adames soon. So that'll make a lot of sense. Fight Adames. Probably on like a Canelo card or something. And then turn around and fight Janibek at 160. The winner of that fight. Yeah, Bibble's card is loaded. I'm expecting an upset on that card. I'm gonna go back and look. I might have to change the pick on that card. So Moses and Parker on that card, or that Usyk 2 card? Okay. I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna have to write that down. Yeah, the inactivity is definitely got Janibek in this fight. Yeah, only Turkey gonna make that fight. I forgot who they had Moses fighting. Yeah. That's why. Hey, Rocky. That's what I'm thinking of, Rocky. Yeah, Rocky. That's what I'm thinking of. I don't want to say it too loud because bro. I put out my betting video yesterday and the odds went down. I was like, hold on, man. Then I looked around. I was the only person that put a prediction video out for this one fight, so I was like, no, I ain't gonna do that no more. They be watching sometimes. Yeah, I think Parker gonna fight Zhang from what I heard Frank Warren saying. Caviar, it looked like Caviar gonna end up fighting Bukoli. Yeah, bro. I got Liam Cameron is no joke at that fight. Liam Cameron is no joke. Like, this a huge step up fight. Liam Cameron ain't them guys Ben Whitaker been fighting. That's the thing about it. They kind of moving him up pretty fast right now. Yeah, I agree with you, Rocky. It's like, man, they moving Ben up pretty fast. With Bitterbill, I got Bitterbill in that fight. I got Bitterbill in that fight. Not even because of the knockouts. I just think Bitterbill got a better jab. That's it. It's just that simple. I think Bitterbill got a better jab. And it's almost like Fury and the way Bitterbill and Bivol match up, it's almost like Fury and Usyk. You said Zane versus Bacoli. I'm not, and I don't want to say this. I don't know if Bacoli really goes in there and beats a Zane right now. To be honest with you, Zane is way different than what Jared Anderson is. And we got to realize too, Jared Anderson a little heavyweight. Zane is bigger than Bacoli. Zane is a lot bigger than Bacoli. And the way Joseph Parker fought Zane, it's like Joseph Parker is used to fighting guys like that, and he has a lot more experience. Oh, what's up, Jay Will, man? What's going on, man? I was just thinking about you yesterday, bro. You doing all right? Yeah, shout out to my dog, Jay Will, man. Ain't seen Jay Will in a minute. Yeah, man. Everything doing good. You doing good, man? Yeah, Zang is dangerous, man. Looks like a baseball bat. He said like a baseball bat. Jab like a baseball bat. Yeah, I want to see Bacoli fight one big guy. I don't, because to be honest with you, a lot of people wasn't really oh yeah, appreciate that, man. It's Kazakhstan where Janibek from. I had it in Spanish earlier, I don't know why. But yeah, I think Janibek is I mean Zhang, he's dangerous for those big guys. Like those big heavyweights. I think Zhang is dangerous. You see when Zhang fights against those guys, it's like a little bit heavier than Wilder. Like Hergovic kind of struggles with those guys, but the heavier guys, like Bacoli, I think he'll have easy work for him. It's just those guys around like Parker size that he's gonna have trouble with. Because the guy gasses out. Yeah, I know. I said that too. Yeah, Malik was hitting Bivol with some easy punches. And then Arthur did too. And he lasted he went the full distance, 12 rounds. That was a tough fight too. I think Bivol was just I like Bivol. I was going with him the whole time, but he just don't have a better jab, man. And people will say, well, it's just a jab. No, it's kind of what Usyk, that's kind of how Usyk beat Fury. It's kind of how he beat Fury with that jab. Anybody can get outboxed, so that kind of shows you in that situation, especially with a jab, though. Bacoli versus Hergovic, that'll be a good fight. I think Hergovic, he need to be a little more active, though. He been out way too long. A lot of these guys that get quick knockouts, the next fight, they start looking rusty. Yeah, I don't know if Cavalier, if he fights Bacoli, it's going to be tough for him to even make it to a Parker fight. I've been picking Cavalier in every fight, but I might lean towards Bacoli in that fight. Kind of depends. I think Bacoli a smarter fighter, but I mean Cavalier a smarter fighter, but that size difference might cause a problem for him. And then Bacoli has a decent jab, so could cause some issues for him. I ain't gonna let his hands fly. I haven't seen too many guys get in the ring with Cavalier and actually be able to go punch for punch with him, so I think Bacoli will be a huge problem for him. Parker versus Caviel. I would probably go with Parker, but I don't know. I'd give Caviel a chance against anybody, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's the guy who got Frank Sanchez. I knew he was gonna get Frank Sanchez too. I wasn't too high on Frank Sanchez. I felt like Frank Sanchez and Jared Anderson got a lot. I'm not too much into like giving these guys credit before they deserve it. Like Frank Sanchez never did anything to actually for me to give him credit except what beat F.A. Jalba. So I was never high on Frank Sanchez. And if you look back, Caviel had some harder fights than Frank Sanchez did. And he's a smaller light heavyweight too. Yeah, Bitterbeard, he a lot more technical than I thought. Yeah, he a lot more technical than I thought. He's probably a lot more technical than Bivol, but Villanello, to be honest with you, and I've been hearing people say, and that's a good matchup for Jared Anderson. But you know what? I'm kind of like stick Jared Anderson in there with Hrgovic, Frank Sanchez, or even what's another guy you can stick him in the ring with? Dillian White. Stick him in the ring with somebody like that. Cause Jared Anderson said he was ready for certain type of fighter, so I feel like you should still stick him in there with a hard fight. See now, the way I'm thinking now, you said between Farmer and Zepeda. I got Zepeda in that fight. I like Tevin Farmer, but I got Zepeda. I think Tevin Farmer could have got that last fight, but he took too many of those last couple of rounds off. He was clinching a little bit too much. Wasn't really showing his work. If he would have been able to, but I think Zepeda been too active for him. Nah, I don't think he retired. He said he felt like retiring though. He was, I'm retired. I lose to this guy. If I lose to him, I'm done. But I'm gonna say this though: a lot of these guys who are losing, like Jared Anderson, man, throw him in there with another tough fight. I'm kind of like that now. Like Jared Anderson been begging to fight these tough guys. He wanted to fight Wilder. He almost fight Zane. A lot of people don't know that, but Zane was gonna end up fighting Jared Anderson. But then he turned it down. He was trying to fight Parker. Said, let me get this rematch from Parker first. Now, if he would have fought Zane, it would have been the same result. So Jared Anderson, he needs to develop a little bit more before he gets in the ring. And I heard something recently. I don't want to say too much about it, but I didn't know Sugar Hill was going to be his trainer. I'm not too high on Sugar Hill, man. If y'all look at everything that Sugar Hill has done besides the Wilder and Fury fight, he hasn't really done a good job training. I know it's hard to say somebody's not a good trainer like that when they're winning, but I've always thought he wasn't that good of a winner. I mean, of a trainer. His instructions the last couple of Fury fights have been horrible too. He said Makhmudov. I like the Villanello fight better, or even the F.A. Jogba. Throw him in there with F.A. I throw him in there with F.A. Jogba. I'm telling you, I wouldn't give Jared Anderson no soft fights at all. I throw him in there with a tough fight. Because that's why I don't really put too much pressure on fighters. I don't know. Usually me, I'm not, especially a guy who's like 25, 26. I'll say, yeah, I want to see him fight somebody, but Jared Anderson like 24. So I don't usually, a lot of fans been like, Jared Anderson ready, he ready. So I was like, okay, when he gets in the ring and he ain't ready, and that goes for any of these fighters. Once these guys say, oh, I'm ready and I can beat this guy and that, okay. Well, I want to see you in the ring with the toughest fights you can get. Because if y'all notice, most of these guys that lose, they tell them guys to jump in the ring with a tough fight. He said Mamadov looked good in his fight before this Vianello fight. That Vianello fight, he was just terrible in, man. I should have knew better. Because they already fought before, but yeah, what Bozy did with Big Baby, with Jared Miller. Jarrell Miller, he did a good job with him. But yeah, I'm not really gonna say Jared Anderson done or anything like that. He's only 24. I seen the same thing happen to Daniel Dubois. He lost to Joe Joyce around 23, 24. So this is probably the best thing that happened to Jared Anderson, but I've seen the same thing happen to Daniel Dubois, and look at him now. So I don't usually bag on the young fighters. Like, as a boxing fan, usually when guys are like, the young guy lost, it's usually gonna backfire on you when you're a boxing fan. Because if a young guy's losing and the older guys are not fighting tough fights, or the guys the same age as the young guy not taking tough fights, eventually those other guys will get exposed too. They're just not fighting the tough fights right now. All right. Now, you think he a KO artist now? Shoot, that last KO he got, shoot. I thought he did. That last KO. But I said last year, Bozy was a good trainer, though. A lot of people said, well, I can't see what he's doing, and he's not making a big difference with Andy Cruz. But Bozy Ennis has a lot of work now. He helped out Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller looked good in that last fight. It definitely wasn't a draw. I thought he beat Andy Ruiz. Yeah, but if I knew Bozy was working with Jarrell Miller, I would have picked Jarrell Miller. It all depends on your trainers too, man. See how bad Jared Anderson looked against Sugar Hill. If you know, and y'all notice too, nobody brings up Sugar Hill when they're talking about Jared Anderson's bad performance. Nobody's talking about it. That's why I kind of have, if I was just to go off the trainer, I'll probably pick Usyk in the rematch against Fury. Even though I want to pick Fury, not liking what I see from Sugar Hill right now. Like Mono said, trainers are often overrated even more than the boxers sometimes. Yeah, and I'm starting to see that. I think the trainers are a little bit. He said Mamadov fought two tough fighters. Yeah, he did. Miller versus Ruiz too. Miller versus Anderson. I would love to see Miller versus Anderson. I would love to see Miller versus Anderson. I actually would. I'm telling you, like, these guys they gotta watch out what they ask for, man, because once they throw you in these tough fights, hey, there's no going back. Oh, I need a tune-up now. Nah. No, sir. That's how I'm kind of am about it. Because if you look at it, most of the time when these guys take tough fights, even when Ryan Garcia went out there and quit against Tank Davis, everybody like, hey man, you need to come back and fight a tough fight. When Devin Haney just recently with Ryan Garcia, everybody said, hey man, you better fight a champion. We don't care if you lost. And these guys only 25. Jared Anderson 24. So yeah, it's time for him to step it up. That's what happened when you want the big fights. Oh yeah, I know against Devin Haney. I know. Oh, trust me, I know. Devin Haney got a resume for a 25-year-old. He has a resume. People don't even know it. Devin Haney and Tank is like 4 or 5 years apart. So for those guys to be fighting the same type of fighters, or for Devin Haney's resume to be looking like that, you have guys like Andy Cruz, who's almost 30, and he's fighting guys that Devin Haney was fighting at like 21, 20, 21. That's why you have a lot of fans that come out and say, hey man, Devin Haney should, who is his next fight? Because they know he gonna fight somebody. For Rolly, I think Rolly gonna probably try to have another, I'm not gonna say a tune-up fight. He gonna try to have another. He got to get comfortable with the trainer he got right now, so he's not gonna have another tough fight. I seen him doing some different things in his last fight, but he got to switch some things up though. He got to get a little bit better. He got to still work on some things. They need to put him in there with I wouldn't say a soft touch, but he need to work on. He need like one more fight to work on some things with his new trainer. If he goes out there and gets top competition right now, Rolly will get beat. He thinking too much in the ring. Hergovic need to come back like yesterday. He don't need to be out this long. He needs to be active. Yeah, that Usyk card is gonna be good. That Tank card is gonna be good. I think the Beterbiev card next week is gonna be very good. I'm very excited about that card. I think Beterbiev is gonna show out next week. I think it's gonna be a good card. I think Bivol gonna come to fight too. You said what's Haney next fight? You said he will lose to Paro? Nah. Devin Haney definitely not losing to Paro. The only reason I disagree with that, because nobody had Paro beating Matias. I was saying it for months. It's like everybody giving Paro credit for being Matias, but how good was Matias though? You know what I'm saying? I gave a lot of people credit for the Matias. I gave him a lot of credit, but you gotta understand, Paro and Devin Haney already been sparring before. Yeah, Paro ain't fought nobody like Devin Haney. Beating Matias didn't show me anything as far as for Paro, but because I already knew Paro was that good. But nah. But if you go back and look at the fight, when Paro was fighting Matias, he almost quit. You said Showbiz had Paro beating Matias? Oh, okay. That was a good pick for him. I'm surprised he actually picked that. Bro, look, I'm gonna tell you. And this you only gonna hear this here, and this is gonna be the truth. Ryan Garcia is not going to have any more decent fights without Devin Haney. The reason why I say this is because the dude was saying yesterday, well, Bernard Hopkins was saying they want to see Ryan Garcia fight Shakur Stevenson. Ryan Garcia is a 147 right now. The dude hasn't even got off suspension, and he's at 147 already. He's trying to fight 135s and 140s at 47. You know what I'm saying? So Ryan Garcia needs a Devin Haney rematch bad. I will not be asking for a Ryan Garcia rematch. The reason right now I won't be, I mean, they're 25. They can fight it next year. But the reason why I won't be asking for it right now is I want to see Ryan Garcia do what everybody's saying that he did against Devin Haney. I want to see him do it against another top fighter. Because what people have to realize is Devin Haney didn't fail a drug test. Ryan Garcia did. So I want to go see Ryan Garcia do everything that he did against Devin Haney against another top fighter. Because as soon as that happens, Ryan Garcia can say, hey, man, you see, I just did this against Pitbull or Rayo or somebody. And look, this dude talking about I couldn't do that against him. I needed PEDs. So if I'm Ryan Garcia, I already beat Devin Haney. So why would I need to go do a rematch? I would just go straight into a top fight with another fighter. But everybody know Ryan Garcia can't beat no other top fighters right now without PEDs. And that's just real talk. But yeah, that's the reason why I'm not going to be asking for that right now. I'm just doing what the fans said. Fans said, man, Haney ain't good enough, man. He trash right now. They say, oh, Haney trash right now? Well, I don't want to see him against Tank then. Shakur Stevenson better. Let's see Shakur Stevenson against Tank. Well, they don't want to fight Tank. What about Lomachenko? Well, he don't want to fight him. Oh, okay. So right now, you can't really ask for a Tank fight because don't nobody want to fight him. The Ryan fight, like I said, if Ryan go out there and do the same thing against a Teofimo or anybody like that, and why would nobody want to get a Ryan Garcia payday right now? That's another thing that kind of confusing me about the Ryan and Haney fight. The only person I seen actually ask for the fight is Virgil Ortiz. I mean, Tank already technically fought all these guys already in sparring. I know people don't think sparring is a real fight, but he already sparred all these guys for free, like Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. The only thing I be hearing about when I hear about Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson and Tank all the time is fans know. Let me tell you something about that situation. Fans know that Devin Haney, the reason why they keep mentioning Devin Haney and Tank is because they know the hardest fight they've seen Tank have in the last 10 years have been a 16-year-old Devin Haney on the sparring video. I mean, they literally seen these guys spar on the video. And they seen Devin Haney go out there and lose to Ryan Garcia. And they still want to see Devin Haney fight Tank. That's when I knew I'd be like, man, these dudes be out here capping when they come to boxing. They'll make up all kind of videos about how Devin Haney ain't that good, how he trash. But then I'm like, who you want to see Tank fight? Oh, I want to see Tank fight Devin Haney. Why you want to see him fight the trash guy? I thought he just lost to Ryan. I thought he'd be crying too much. They say, oh, I just want to see him lose the Tank. Yeah. You already seen it on the sparring video, didn't you? The sparring video wasn't what they thought it was, though. They thought he was going to go out there and get KO'd in the sparring. And, bro, what people don't realize is the toughest fight that we've seen Tank in was a 16-year-old Devin Haney. That's the toughest fight we've seen him in. The dude trying to fight a 16-year-old. Yeah. I know. Hey, I seen that recently, bro. I was like, because you know when you doing thumbnails, you like I should do my videos this way. I was like, bro. Once you do that, the casuals be coming in. I mean, it's good to have casuals because everybody got to learn. But man, I'm telling you, bro, it's the way they've been getting. It's funny though. That's kind of how they built up the whole. Yeah. You saw that? Hey, bro, I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking about that yesterday, and I was like, bro, it's disgusting how they tried to ruin, because you know it was a serious situation. Because you know Devin Haney was literally thinking about, hey man, I should get some new trainers or something. Like they try to ruin those. They try to ruin his relationship. It's a lot deeper than boxing. They almost had. If they didn't have this PED situation, him and his dad probably be going at it right now. So it's like, man, y'all try to ruin their relationship. That's the worst part about it. Like, forget the boxing part. Like that PED situation almost ruined the whole family relationship. So that was the worst part about it for me. I'm like, really? That's what we doing? But yeah, a lot of channels sold out for that whole Ryan Devin story. I just put out the truth and I fell back. I was like, I ain't finna. Even when recently when they was discussing these recent fights with like who's Tank next fight and Canelo next fight, and I usually try to stay away from that because usually most of these guys are wrong. They'll just tell y'all it's Ryo or something for a couple of weeks. Then they'll have everybody coming to me talking about some Tank fighting Ryo, and I know it. And I'm like, bro, I be sitting up here like, man, Tank ain't finna fight Ryo. Oh, dislike, man, I don't like that. Like, oh, okay, man. Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm not really that upset about the whole situation no more about Ryan because I always knew he was like this, to be honest with you. I always knew he was like this. He don't never have, I'm just gonna be real with you. He don't never have nobody around him that doesn't look like him. And he was over there with Canelo. Canelo, them, they not hanging out with a whole. That's their vibe, bro. That's how they roll. That's how they roll. That's how they roll. It's okay to be like pro Latino or whatever, but sometimes dudes just take it to a whole nother level where it's just like, and then you see what Ryan's doing. Like, come on, man. Then the fans that agree with it, that's what kind of get me with everything. It's like the fans that agree with this stuff, they tearing down the sport of boxing. They don't realize it, but I always say this, but like in 6 weeks, I think Jake Paul gonna be fighting. Those are the type of fans you got right now in boxing. You got fans that are fans of Jake Paul, and they usually Right now, Ryan Garcia got like the same type of fans. That's what really the problem is. This is what happened when you try to mix gaming and YouTubing with boxing. Oh no, the reason why I wasn't mad though, Canelo Floyd, son, because I was saying, like I was explaining to you earlier. No, bro, I'm gonna ask you this question, bro. Have you heard anybody say that they want to see Ryan Garcia fight anybody besides Devin Haney? This is how I knew. This is how I know everything about what's going on. Yeah, he doing a ritual. I got a story about that later on. I can't say it live right now, but I got a story about that. I got a good story about that. I'm gonna try to tell you one day. But a deeper, like you said, it comes from a deeper thing, bro. I got kind of some proof that you're telling the truth. But yeah, he's Ryan Garcia's done, man. To be honest with you, Ryan Garcia gonna end up like, I don't want to say this, but he gonna end up like Chavez Jr. almost. What's up? What's up? Neely Fuller Jr. What's going on? What's going on, student? Yeah, we was watching that Janibek fight this morning. We just talking about random topics right now. Any questions you got, you can drop them down there. I'll answer them. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know what you mean. It's all entertainment at the same time. It's all entertainment at the same time. Definitely. Definitely. I agree with you saying. Yeah, it's some guys that Ryan Garcia rubbing elbows with right now that's gonna be in some Diddy situations. We done already seen this promoter been in the situations in the past. So we definitely know what time it is. I was kind of looking at, did you hear what Tiafimo said about Ryan Garcia? About how he got that Gatorade deal? Did you hear about that? Hey, go. I forgot what podcast it was on. Hey. I think it was a Dancer Project. Go look at Tiafimo interview on a Dancer Project. He said something about how Ryan Garcia got a Gatorade deal. And everybody just kind of looked over that. Because I was saying to myself, I said, how is Ryan Garcia on a Gatorade commercial with Damian Lillard or somebody I forgot? I'm like, how is he on here? Yeah, now I know how he got on there. Now I know exactly how he got on there. Trust me. And another thing, too, I'm going to tell you something else, too. This is one thing that people can't deny now. Bro, for the people to go through all this to protect Ryan Garcia, that pay-per-view between him and Devin Haney, it did a lot more numbers. This is all allegedly. But it did a lot more numbers than what people are saying, because the way these companies and the boxing world and promoters are actually jumping out here. Then you have I've seen Ryan Garcia get promoted on Top Rank, DAZN, and PBC lately. I'm like, this dude is getting promoted more than Canelo. He doesn't have a DAZN deal at all. So I'm kind of like, whoa. Yeah, it's a business now. You know what I'm saying? Ever since they've seen, it's a business now. You know what I'm saying? It always been that way. If you look at any kind of, I don't want to get too deep on this channel because that's for something I should be saying on Patreon, even with entertainment and business, I'm gonna give you an example real quick. It's a lot of guys that's been athletes. You know how all the time they say athletes get robbed, man. They lose all their money. They do bad investments and stuff like that. Now they getting scammed out their money. You know what I'm saying? They getting scammed out here. You never hear about these guys who be robbing these athletes and scamming these athletes out of millions of dollars. You never hear about these guys going to jail. Going to jail. That'll just answer all your questions right there. Yeah. Janibek beat the crap out of him. But I'm gonna say something. Janibek, his inside game got to get better though. Mikhailovich should have never lasted that long. Janibek inside fighting game is a big hole in his game. On the outside, he good, but his inside fighting is not the way to go. It was not the way to go. Cause Mikhailovich, he almost did what Caleb Plant did against McCombie. When McCombie was on the outside boxing him, and Caleb Plant was like, I'm just gonna go on the inside and just fight him. That's kind of what almost happened to Janibek. Janibek gotta work on that inside fighting. But yeah, a lot of these guys, man, if you look back on the history of like sports and entertainment, they always robbing these guys. They always robbing these guys. But then a guy who has so much, I'll just say, so much things going outside of boxing, like Oscar De La Hoya. No disrespect to him, he's a smart guy, but he got the same kind of stuff a guy like Adrian Brunner and all these other guys got going on outside of boxing. Probably more than what Adrian Brunner got going on. But at the same time, they find value in the Golden Boy name. So they clean Oscar De La Hoya up, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? But if you got a guy like Adrian Bronner, they'll be like, nah, that dude, get that guy up out of here. Look at Ryan Garcia right now. So there's certain guys they'll clean up and make sure they got good business decisions and investments. But a lot of these other guys, they're robbing them. I've heard things about boxers getting companies taken away from them and things like that in the past. Even like in the 60s and 70s, you hear about boxers getting chased down by the IRS. These guys ain't know nothing about no IRS back then. And how long has the IRS been around? You know what I'm saying? So once you heard about Tim Duncan getting robbed in a business investment, it can happen to anybody. Because Tim Duncan don't really spend a lot of money on expensive stuff, jewelry and all that other stuff. He doesn't really live like that. Dang, 8K while only having 34 million debt? No, I ain't heard about that. I haven't heard about that. But shoot, right now, man, I'm telling you, man, Ryan Garcia messed himself up, man. Dude got the biggest payday with Devin Haney. He said, you know what? I'm going to do all this extra stuff. It just took away from the win. Yeah, that referee was horrible. Student of Neely Fuller. That referee was terrible in that fight. Janibek did a better job in the first couple of rounds, but the referee let a lot of stuff go though. He let a lot of stuff go. After a while, he was like, you know what? I'm just gonna let them fight it out. And that made it tougher on Janibek in the inside. Yeah, Mikhailovich was getting Janibek the middle rounds though. I thought Janibek should have got him up out of there 4th or 5th round. If that was anybody else in that fight, he would have had some trouble. Yeah, the business game is like Hollywood sport. That's why that's why boxing needs to be cleaned up immediately. Like every consumer, every boxing fan should realize boxing has to be cleaned up immediately right now. If not, like even in UFC, a lot of people don't take UFC serious because they seen so many guys pop for PEDs in the past. They kind of like, man, a lot of people don't take UFC serious. Like I know we got a lot of new UFC fans, but a lot of people don't take it serious after the PED situations we've seen in the past. A lot of people don't. that's where those section of fans that don't watch, they come from that section because everybody used to watch. But now it's like, man, half these guys juicing allegedly. So it's like, I don't want to watch it. But yeah, that's why boxing needs to clean up everything. Because right now, if you look at hip hop and music, pop music, country music, any kind of music, they're trying to clean up their industry right now because it's destroyed. They're not going to be making a lot of money right now. Unless you got an app. Do I think Haney will win the lawsuit? I mean, hopefully, I'm gonna say yes. I've seen people, but I also seen other people kind of like lose out on the same type of lawsuit, but I'm hoping he will. With the evidence he has online, the evidence that he can receive, the evidence that's just out there. I mean, the stuff that Ryan Garcia has put out there. He's talked so much. He blamed it on Scooter and they blamed bodyguards and all kind of stuff. It was a lot of people that got blamed in this situation. Blamed it on Floyd. It's a whole bunch of stuff. He was talking about tanking Floyd the other day. So, I mean, he has a lot of evidence as far as what he's looking for, but I've seen this type of lawsuit not go through. It depends on what kind of judge you get, to be honest with you. Oh yeah, absolutely. 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 You know what's crazy about the whole Diddy situation? I hate to get off topic, but it used to be a time a couple of years ago where if you put a video up about Diddy actually doing something like these people are doing now, I'm gonna tell you what these people are doing now is it should be illegal because when people was putting up videos like this a couple of years ago, they were saying, oh man, we're gonna flag this video. They'll flag your video, shut your whole channel down. But now that all these news outlets and TMZ make it okay now you can put up Diddy videos. But a couple of years ago, they made all that stuff seem like, oh, it's just, don't put this up. That's propaganda. That's a conspiracy theory. It seemed like I'm gonna tell you another thing too. It seemed like everything they say is a conspiracy theory. It comes out to be true later on. Everything they say is a conspiracy theory. They wait till all the guys die or pass away, then they'll say, "Oh no, that was true. That was true." But the guy's dead now, so we can't do anything about it. Sometimes they wait till these guys die or pass away, or they'll just hide them off. Like guys they'll hide these guys too. But yeah, now everybody got a Diddy tape. Everybody who got a Diddy tape or saying they got a tape on Diddy or anything like that. I mean, technically, if I was doing that out there and I said, hey man, I got a tape on LeBron or somebody right now, that'll be considered extortion. They will say I'm trying to extort LeBron James. They will say I'm trying to bribe him. That would be considered a crime. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand what man, a lot of stuff they get reported, people just be talking, to be honest with you. Cause they don't even know they doing a crime with a crime. So all these people should go to jail. But that ain't how the law work no more. You know what I'm saying? The news is the judge now. But yeah, all these people talking about they got evidence on Diddy and stuff. Y'all should go to jail too. Cause let me walk around and say I had a video of Diddy and Epstein 3 years ago. People would have said, "Oh, he's trying to extort them." So it's kind of like it's a slippery slope. It definitely is. It's kind of scary to be honest with you though, because a lot of people don't believe stuff until they actually see it on television. Imagine all the guys who was trying to tell us this 20 years ago, 30 years ago. They dead now. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I heard her during the shutdown, during the pandemic, I heard her. Yeah, I heard a lot of people. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people. Shoot, most of these celebrities, like Diddy and all these other people, my brother turned down a Diddy deal like 20 years ago. Yeah, my brother he turned down a Diddy deal, and a Jay-Z deal. So a lot of these people don't know what they talking about out here. Bro, when my brother turned down Diddy, he was like, "No, I don't want to sign a deal with Diddy." People was like, "Oh man, you stupid, bro." Now them same people like, "Oh, y'all heard about Diddy?" Nah, I ain't heard nothing. What happened? Nah, this election ain't nothing different than what people ain't gonna never wake up. This election ain't nothing different. After the uh after the 19 situation, they should all everybody should have been woke up already. But nah, it ain't wake people up. People said they wanted to go back to normal. This is normal. They said we just want everything to go back to normal. This is normal. The election not gonna change anything because these the same two people. I mean, Kamala Harris in office right now, right? And Trump was in office 4 years ago. So I mean, we didn't have Democrats in office and we didn't have Republicans in office. They both trash. Because just to be honest with you, I mean, none of these people that actually try to help America are not actually their people. Their family is not from America. If you can look all the way back down Trump bloodline or Kamala Harris bloodline, they're not from America. A lot of these people don't like America. Their grandmothers and great grandmothers and their ancestors are not from America. So until we actually get people who have 5 or 10 generations from America run for president, then we might have some good results. But a lot of these people aren't really from America. We might as well have Kim Jong-un run the country because I'm pretty sure Korea got the same issues we got. Yeah, they just no matter what, man, these guys they're gonna keep sending money to other countries. Whether it's Trump in office or Kamala, they still gonna have people come across the border. They're gonna complain about it. To be honest with you, all these politicians and people all they do is get on the TV and complain all day. Oh man, I can't pass this bill and I can't do this and I can't do that and yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, trust me. I got firsthand experience on that. Yeah, 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 yeah. It might be too much, but yeah, all these people complain though. They do the same thing. Like, what's funny is, like, let's just say a person say, "I'm going to vote for this person. I'm gonna vote for that person." I do the same thing these politicians, the same thing these presidents be doing during the election. That's the same thing I do with boxing, and people say they don't like it. You don't like that I'm trying to fix the sport, just like how you want these politicians to fix America. I don't understand that. Like the average boxing fan now they have their mind made up, especially after that Joshua situation. The fact that I seen Anthony Joshua get built up across all these countries the last couple of years, and he just had the worst performance I've ever seen a superstar have in a main event fight. And nobody cares. They look the other way. They're like, oh well. I've heard people, they say they can't box, they ain't never looked that bad in the fight. So people just want to see what they want to see. That's it. Once you realize that, you be like, oh, okay, it don't really matter what I say or what happens. Yeah. Yeah, that's why sometimes I come on here and just talk my boxing thing, because it's always gonna be everybody else saying the same thing. Like, as a boxing fan, I've never been the person that can go to a boxing channel. Say I'm subscribed to like 5 different boxing channels. I can't go to 5 different boxing channels and listen to the same opinion every time and think that I'm getting a real answer. A lot of these guys, they'll just say, oh yeah, so-and-so ducking, so-and-so ducking, so-and-so ducking. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody says it at the same time. Nobody was saying Lomachenko was ducking 4 years ago. I know a lot of people who was saying Lomachenko was ducking 4 years ago. But a lot of people now, they'll sit around here and say, oh, well, Lomachenko ain't fighting Tank. Oh, well, he ducking. Well, how about 4 years ago? Was he ducking then? Because I was saying that Lomachenko was a duck 4 years ago. So it's not really the answer anymore. It's not about the answer. It's about who's saying it. It's about who's saying it. So I'm actually glad that a lot of this stuff that goes on is huge distractions, because it shows you who's distracted. Like, even in boxing. Oh yeah, boxing always been interesting. It's always been interesting. Boxing has always been interesting. The only problem I have with boxing right now is the biggest names in boxing right now is, like, for this year, let me just say this year, if I take like the main names out of there, but just this year, the biggest names in boxing are Jake Paul and Ryan Garcia. And why is that a bad thing? Well, it's a bad thing because one of the guys is coming off of a loss, a very bad loss to Tank Davis, and then coming off a high win against Devin Haney with the PD situation. So that takes away the whole vibe of the fight, the upset and everything like that. And another guy's a YouTuber who was basically a couple of weeks away from selling more than what Tank or Canelo gonna sell. And people will say, well, he's fighting Mike Tyson, that's why. Duh. I mean, duh, somebody gonna wanna watch it, right? Because we already know that he gonna sell more. It's kind of the fights you wanna put on are the ones that sell. So I would say that's why I'm kind of like iffy about boxing right now, even though it's interesting. It's in the worst position it's ever been probably in the last 30 years, because look at the guys I just named who's at the top of boxing. Ryan Garcia and Jake Paul. And the reason why I say Jake Paul is because the dude has fought on every app. He's fighting on DAZN, Showtime, now Netflix. Like, this is getting real serious right now. And then the fights we're getting right now, Bitterbiv and Bivol, and then Usyk and Fury. Probably should have had those 2 years ago. Yeah, I wanted to see Schofield versus H2O, but I'm kind of like, he gonna have a good fight though. I seen who he fighting. He fighting Rennie Talese, Juron. He fighting him. He's a decent fighter. It's gonna be a tough fight. Yeah, I want to see what Schofield gonna do. That ain't the main reason I'm gonna watch this fight card, but I'm gonna check him out. I gotta see him do a couple of more things first. He fights some good competition though. I just want to see him against good styles. I know it's early for him, so I ain't gonna really judge him like he's 30 years old or nothing. Just giving him time to grow. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. That's gonna be good for him. Hold on. Hold on, bro. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Bro, I might be wrong about that. I don't know if he's on that card anymore. Hold on. I don't think he's on that card. I don't want to put out any fake news. Yeah, I think he's not fighting that guy though. I think he's fighting on. I don't think he's fighting in that fight. I think he's fighting on November 2nd. Yeah, he's not fighting on the card no more. Disgusting. Hey, he ain't even fighting on the card. They ain't even fighting. Schofield ain't even on the card no more. I'm just going to put that news out today. But he's not fighting on that card. He fighting November 2nd. With Fandora's sister on the card. It's a DAZN card. Who's gonna be the? Oh, he gonna headline the card. Okay, he headlining the card. Okay. Oh, so he headlining the card. Yeah, man, disgusting. I found it out yesterday. Yeah, disgusting, man. I knew they should have gave the H2O guy a soft touch, man. They gave him a hard fight. Bro, they gave that young guy a hard fight, man. They gave that they gave that guy a hard fight, man. I gotta look this up real quick. I gotta check how old this guy is. This guy's 20 years old. Somebody set this guy up, man. I don't care what nobody say. Somebody set this guy up. Yeah, somebody set that guy up, man. Survey should have never been in the ring with that Lucas body guy. He should have never been in the ring with that guy. I'm not gonna lie, man. And I hate to say this. I'm not gonna lie. And I hate to say this. I really, really hate to say this. But a lot of these young guys, they gonna have to start fighting some top competition soon. I can't believe they put this guy in the ring with him, man. They put this young guy in the ring with a 30-year-old knockout artist. Bro. Yeah, Slave's, he's still ranked 17. You know why he still, well, you know why they still got him at 17? Because they put him in there with a dog, man. You seen what happened to Alan Garcia recently? And he went in there with a type of guy. See, these guys getting pushed in there with some dogs. Yeah, that was a bad style matchup. Yeah, that Slave fight messed up everything, man. Yeah, that's why I wasn't even thinking about Floyd Schofield, because I knew when that Slave fight, when the Tyson fight got canceled, I knew right then. I said that fight ain't gonna happen. I said something gonna go wrong. That's terrible, man. I ain't gonna lie, I don't really feel bad for certain people after losses, but in that situation, I feel bad for them. Yeah, I feel bad for him in that fight, man. Dang, he fought an older guy, bro. 30 years old. That guy older than Tank. He older than Frank Martin. He older than most of these guys at 135. He fought like the oldest guy, one of the oldest guys at 135. Yeah, they set him up. Yeah, man, H2O got set up, bro. I think that's good for him, though. I'm gonna tell you why. Yeah, he got too comfortable. He's only 20 years old. He should have never been in the ring with a dude. To be real with you, because I thought that Keyshawn Davis would fight that guy next. Keyshawn Davis said, "I'm gonna fight a guy who's undefeated." I said, "Okay, so he gonna end up fighting that guy next." He ain't fighting that guy. Oh, they spelled Keyshawn Davis right on here. Keyshawn Davis. And they put the N word up there. I ain't say the N word. They tripping. Yeah, I gotta put up that fight prediction. I still ain't did my potato prediction yet. You know, he fight tomorrow on that UFC card. I'm trying to see if he gonna go for a knockout or not. I'm gonna try to bet on every fight. I bet on the UFC Contender Series a couple of days ago. I hit on almost every fight. Trying to see if I'm gonna do that betting tomorrow. I might do a little UFC preview show tonight or something. Oh yeah, I'm streaming that fight. It ain't gonna be on this channel, but I'll post it on my community page. It's on the other channel I got. I ain't want to mash up MMA on this channel. I seen people do it. It look a little sloppy, so I was like, I'll just separate it. Because I've actually watched more UFC in the past 20 years than I have boxing. I watched so much UFC. A lot of these guys, when I stopped watching UFC, they were just now starting to box. Yeah, Roundtree a tough fighter. That's why I'm kind of like, the only thing I don't like about Roundtree is he thinks too much, and his defense is a little suspect. Him and Alex ground game is horrible, so I don't think it's gonna be on the ground that much. But if it was sort of like a ground game situation, I think he could submit Alex though. I think he could submit him, but I don't think it's gonna be a submission. Could possibly be a decision, but 5 rounds with Alex decision fight, I don't know. And Roundtree punches a little hard, so he has knockout power. It's just a couple of fights he made some huge mistakes, and I'm like, you can't really make those mistakes against Alex. And Alex has some good leg kicks. His leg kicks is way better than Roundtree's. I think Roundtree just has a front calf kick or something like that. That's probably it. He doesn't throw too many high kicks. So Roundtree is kind of limited to just his hands. Yeah, his Muay Thai got a. But I think Alex Muay Thai a little better than what his is. A little better. A little more natural too. I think Roundtree got a lot more power in his hands though. I think the power he has in his hands is a lot better. But Alex has elbows and stuff. And Roundtree, he gets hurt a lot to certain things like an elbow, a high kick, all those little things like that. He's the type of guy that can get knocked out by stuff like that. Yeah, Wonder Boy getting old, man. I'm leaning towards Buckley, but I wouldn't count out Wonder Boy, but Wonder Boy, he is getting old. That's a long time ago. I don't know. Wonder Boy could go out here like Dustin and he could go out there like Dustin and get him a little upset. A lot of times when you count out these fighters, I had to look it up, but I haven't really looked into that fight yet. But I think Buckley, I think I get an edge to Buckley, but Wonder Boy, he got a chance. He got to get some Scrabble situations though. A lot of these guys' ground game is weak these days too. I don't know what's going on in UFC, but a lot of these guys' ground game is weak. Horrible. A lot of these guys that fighting these top guys, they need to get some ground game. Their takedown defense is okay. I've seen some good takedown defense, but man, 41 years old. Come on, man. That's like 100 in UFC. 41. Man, I might have to go with Buckley on this one. That's a good fight though. Yeah, I can't wait for to see this UFC card. I like the last one. How you think about what was that, 307, 306? The last one they had at the Sphere? That was 307, wasn't it? Oh, that was 306. Yeah, UFC 306 was good, man. Yeah, UFC 306 was amazing. Yeah, they suck at wrestling, man. I don't know what's up with the brothers in this wrestling. I don't know what, bro. It was at one point where you couldn't be in the UFC if you didn't know how to wrestle, or at least have some good jiu-jitsu or something, a decent ground game. But now I'm seeing guys who takedown defense. Well, the takedown defense been good. The ground game been horrible. A lot of these guys can't submit. They'll have good positioning and can't, man, I've seen guys have a full mount, can't do nothing with it. How you have a full mount in UFC and you just let the guy get up? Like, come on, man. Yeah, these guys' ground game is weak. That's why I'm kind of skeptical, because I'm like, Roundtree and Alex, they ground game ain't that good, but I haven't seen Roundtree do anything to where I'm like, whoa, he gotta see. I need somebody to have a ground game and striking. to beat somebody like Alex. You can't just have a good strike game and nah, you basically Rampage Jackson at that point. Yeah, I know. And they don't play about it in PFL. PFL, you better know about some wrestling. Yeah, a lot of these guys is coming in now. Like on the Contender Series, if you was watching it the other day, a lot of those guys couldn't wrestle. They got good takedown defense. They can sprawl good, but they don't have any good submissions. A lot of these guys never submitted anybody in a fight. It's horrible, horrible what I'm seeing right now. I gotta check out these guys on PFL. I used to know their roster. I don't know their roster right now. I'm gonna check it out. I'm behind too. I'm glad you said something. I gotta do this Ngannou video. I think that's gonna be a good fight though. I heard the guy recently saying that Ngannou was a great guy because he made sure that Ngannou was getting like Ngannou made sure he getting like $2 million so he can take home $1 million, something like that. Yeah, they gotta start training with these Cubans. They gotta start training with these Cubans in boxing and MMA. I don't know why a lot of these guys don't do that in boxing or MMA. I think it makes a huge difference. You get a lot of experience like that. If I was in boxing, I would train with Laura or somebody like that. Why would I not train with a Laura in boxing and get that experience instead of training with like for example, imagine if Earl Spence was training with Laura instead of training with a guy like Charlo. I mean, Charlo's good, but are you gonna get better training with a Laura, sparring with him every day, or a guy like Charlo? So yeah, I've noticed that too. A lot of guys don't really train with an international talent that much. I see Andy Cruz smart though. He went over there and started training with Bozy Ennis. So I know he's serious about his career. He's very serious about his career. That guy's a gold medalist too. He said, you know what? I'm gonna go over here and work with these guys. That shows you how smart he is. He don't got an ego either. But yeah, I want to check out PFL. I think PFL probably has. I don't want to say it now because I may be wrong, but from the outside looking in, it looks like they have better talent. I don't know as far as the women. I think UFC got better talent, but as far as the men, seem like they have a lot of talent. But I don't think it's as better as it used to be. Yeah, I know, man. I didn't really think about it. I'm glad you said that because I wasn't really thinking about it until I seen Janibek working with Buddy McGirt. When I seen Janibek working with Buddy McGirt, I think that was the second time I thought about it. It might have been the first time. And I was like, I see what Buddy McGirt's actually talking about with Janibek. I was like, he's not really getting better right now. I said he does have some things to work on. And then Janibek got rid of him after that, and I said he's not trying to get better. Yeah, them guys from France is legit. On PFL, they got strong kickboxers from Europe on PFL. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. Man, that's amazing. Hey, that's kind of what I was thinking UFC was gonna be at when I stepped back, but I guess the PFL's kind of stepped into that role. I've been out of the loop. I don't even know if Bellator. I haven't heard anything about Bellator. They still around, ain't they? I know I'm out of the loop. Oh, Bellator had a fight. They got a fight canceled. They got coming up. They got a Paris card coming up. Yeah, I'm gonna check them out. I'm trying to catch the next Bellator event. They said they canceling it for November 16th. That sucks. Oh, they just had a fight card. September 14th. Dang, so they canceled it for the rest of the year. Oh, they got Dana White's contender challenge series. I like that. I'm going live for that. You said Canelo versus who next? If you had to guess, Canelo versus Chris Eubanks Jr. next. Canelo versus Chris Eubanks Jr. Then Canelo against Diego Pacheco, and then Canelo against Janibek probably next year, 2026. I think that's Canelo's next 3 fights. And last year I actually went with the Munguia and Berlanga, but that sounded like clickbait when I said it. I didn't even know if it was real. I was like, sounds like they say they're going with Munguia and Berlanga, but who knows? And when they announced the Berlanga fight, my mouth just dropped to the floor. I said, wow. This dude really fighting Berlanga. Yeah, Canelo was actually supposed to fight in Saudi Arabia in December. But I guess he's had he must have been offered some big money or something. But he probably always wanted to fight in you said in Billy? I haven't heard too much about in Billy and Canelo's involvement with Billy, because Billy is nothing but a he got the same belt as Morrell. He basically replaced Morrell. Yeah, he replaced Morrell, so he's kind of in the same position as Morrell. He just signed with Top Rank. So I don't know. It could happen, but it's a stretch right now. I think it's a stretch right now because Eddie Hearn is at the point now where Eddie Hearn is just now getting in position where he can do in-house fights on his own. So I think Eddie Hearn's going to lean towards doing in-house fights instead of trying to fight in Billy. Unless Canelo wants to go out of his way to fight in Billy. And Billy, now if Billy takes a fight with Canelo and then goes to Japan or something, possibly there'll still be a tough fight for Canelo, even though I think Canelo will beat Billy. I think there'll still be a tough fight for Canelo. I meant for Billy though. I think Billy loses, but to be honest with you, I don't think Billy's a factor right now to Canelo. Just being honest. I think this would be the worst time for him to fight Canelo. Yeah, the guy's huge. He bigger than Francis is. What I got between Usyk and Fury? I was leaning towards Fury, but I think I'm gonna go with Usyk. The reason why I say I would go with Usyk has always been better in rematches, and also when I was watching the fight the first time, um, Usyk really didn't turn up until like the ninth round, eighth or ninth round. When he busted Tyson Fury's nose, I'm gonna tell you one thing: Tyson Fury usually wipes his nose, like that's just the way he moves his hands when he boxes. But when he started bleeding, if you go back and look at when Usyk busted his nose, Tyson Fury was wiping his nose like over and over and over and over. Like he was really hurt. And Usyk didn't really go, he didn't use all his power in that fight. To be honest with you, Usyk didn't try to go for the knockout until Tyson Fury almost got knocked out in that one round. But other than that, Usyk was just boxing. And people said that Tyson Fury was out of shape against Ngannou. He was not out of shape against Ngannou. He was in the same shape. And I'm gonna tell you one thing too. Tyson Fury was in the same shape against Ngannou that he was against Usyk in the last fight. I know a lot of people said, well, he wasn't in shape. He was in shape. He was in shape in that fight, the last fight. Yeah, I want to pick Fury, but I don't trust it. I just don't trust it because I don't I don't know what adjustments he can make except gaining 20 pounds. I can almost guarantee that Tyson Fury is gonna come in this fight heavier in this fight than he did the last fight. But I think Usyk he gonna be looking out for that, and he knows what type of guy he's fighting now. So one thing I did hear Usyk say is he learned a lot more in that fight. Yard is gonna be on the Ohio Davis undercard coming up in a few weeks. He is. I'm surprised they didn't make Benavidez versus Yard. I'm not surprised because he's in a tricky. Yard was gonna fight Buatsi, and he could have had the mandatory for that fight, but Yard trying to get paid right now. He don't like the. I think it was Frank Warren that was offering him a certain amount of money he didn't want to take. So I think Yard's trying to go to a different promotional company or somewhere. I think he's with if he hasn't left already, I think he's trying to go to Boxer. Same place that Bacoli just went to. Boxxer. So I'm not surprised by the Yard fight. They tried to keep him in a mix, but Yard's looking at 3 more fights. So I'll say this year coming up, 2025 is going to be the last year that Yard is going to be at light heavyweight, and they're going to go to cruiserweight. So he has 3. If he doesn't fight this year, what you say he's going to fight on the undercard, so he's going to fight this year, the end of this year. Then he's going to have 3 fights next year. Then he's going to go to cruiserweight. So he possibly could fight a Benavidez, but Benavidez has a lot of fights already lined up now. He has the fight coming up in December. Then they want him to fight the winner of Bitterbiv and yeah, I haven't seen the opponent either. That's why I'm kind of surprised. I'm not surprised, but I'm kind of am surprised. Yard has been in the gym, so I'm not surprised, but kind of surprised they ain't got no opponent this close. That fight comes up in a couple of weeks, and we don't have a opponent. It's not good. This is how guys get hurt or upset sometimes. Yeah, but I still think Tyson Fury got a chance in the fight, though. It's a 50-50 fight. It's definitely a 50-50 fight. I think it would have been a lot better to actually, but I do feel like, man, that Sphere was crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. What was that tonight? Canelo fought? Cause I had Canelo's fight on my TV, then on the computer, I pulled up the Sphere fight, and I'm just staring at the TV. I'm like, during the live, I'm just like, bro, this looks crazy. It looks amazing. I was almost surprised that Dana White didn't want to fight there. It came on early, Tommy Dukes. It came on early. It came on early. That Janibek fight came on too early. It came on early. Matter of fact, Vegas said the fight was gonna start at 7 o'clock Eastern, and it started around 6:30 Eastern. I think it was because the co-main event had a knockout, but I didn't watch the whole card. It might have had a whole bunch of knockouts on the card. That was probably the reason why, but you said why Janibek and Carlos Adames isn't happening? I think that both of the companies trying to figure out what's going on their end. I know PBC trying to figure out how many 160 they have. They have a lot of guys moving from weight class to weight class, so I think PBC got to figure out who's at 160 and who's the possible matchups they can put together before they fight a guy like Janibek. I think Janibek's gonna try to make a undisputed fight soon or unification if he wants to. He needs to. You said if I. Oh yeah, I remember that, bro. We're gonna try to do that one time in real life. Try to go to a fight. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. But I think they're trying to build up. It's crazy how far the middleweight division has fallen. Exactly. And Tommy, that's the reason why I kind of have the outlook I do on certain. That's why I kind of look at boxing a certain way now, because do you remember how deep 168 was last year? When we had Benavidez and Morel and Berlanga and Munguia, Andrade, and you had Charlo willing to come up to 68. Had a lot of guys at 168 last year. Now it's kind of like, nobody really cares now. So that's why I'm trying to like save divisions, because a lot of these weight classes are getting destroyed. I'm gonna give you another example, like 135. That was a very good division. Now a lot of guys are moving to 140 because they can't get a fight at 135. It's like, what are we doing? We're destroying weight classes. I don't like it. It's almost like we're repeating history all over again. But looking back, a lot of these guys should just make the fights they can on the spot. But building up fights, like trying to build up fights, I think that's a bad formula for boxing right now. I think building up fights is a bad formula. I think if Spence and Crawford would have fought a year or two earlier, the rematch would have been a lot bigger. Just a whole bunch of things, you know. Sometimes the first fight ain't always the biggest fight. Sometimes the second and third fight is bigger than the first fight. But a lot of times, a lot of these guys too old to have trilogies now. So it's like, what are we doing rematches for? I feel like once a guy's like over 35, unless it's like a super classic fight, I don't think we should do rematches right now. Like even right now, we could be having Daniel Dubois fighting Usyk instead of fighting Usyk fighting Fury, and Fury could have fought probably a Joshua before he lost or something like that. But they could have made a lot of sense. But they're trying to build up so many fights. It's like, bro, it's not gonna work. It's gonna end up looking worse than. It's gonna look so forced because now they have a bad problem. Now the problem is they're trying to keep guys undefeated, but they're also trying to keep guys in the loops for big fights. Yeah, they're trying to keep guys in the loop for big fights, so it's not really working out for a lot of people. That's why the whole situation with Joshua, I'm kind of like, okay, man, are we trying to set up his future fight, or are we in a situation now? Because I don't know who Janibek can fight at 160. I didn't think Mikhailovich was a option. So the fact that Mikhailovich is an option now, it's like Janibek can fight anybody at this point. Let me go to these rankings real quick. Oh yeah, they said Hamzat Shiraz. I think Hamzat Shiraz beats everybody at middleweight. I'm just gonna be honest. I think Lara will be a close fight. I think he gets Adames. I think Troy Isley will be a good fight in like a year from now. A year or two from now. I think that'll be a good fight. There's one guy who fought what's his name? Joel Camilleri. Yeah, I know that guy. He's decent. Cordell Booker, he's decent. Stephen Butler. Yeah, they don't got a whole lot of options, man. Ian Green down here. Oh yeah, they still had that Joe Son James, and Tyler Denny just lost. They dropped Tyler Denny all the way down to the bottom. Yeah, they got 0-5-14. There's not a lot of options at 160. Jamal Charlo number 2, but it looks like he's going to 168, so he's not gonna last. Yeah, inactivity is destroying fighters right now. That's the one thing I heard Ryan Garcia say last year. He was like, bro, I just want to fight. I just want to stay active. And that's the reason why a lot of people go to the zone, because they want to be active. They don't care. I mean, the money and everything is good too, but they want to be active. They do not want to go to PBC and fight once a year, twice a year, or wait until Tank Davis card comes around and try to get on the undercard. Like right now, a lot of guys trying to get on the undercard for Tank. And you got Floyd Schofield. He's headlining the fight November 2nd. Yeah, I know, man. Teofimo, to be honest with you, I've been a fan of Teofimo for a long time. I picked Teofimo to beat Loma. And I picked him to lose against Kambosos though. So I'm kind of fair on Teofimo. I know him very well as far as his fighting. But Teofimo don't make no noise in the next 3 years. He gonna have a lot of attention for no reason. Or for the work, or for the his attention is gonna be used for something bad. Unless he has something good going on. But if he don't put together these fights, because I see the kind of fights he's taking. Josh Taylor, I'm not too high up on Josh Taylor. Lomachenko is like a 130 that he fought. So his biggest fight is a 130 and a guy who was basically looked drained at 140 not too long ago. Yeah. You're right. You're right. That's facts. That's a great idea. That's a great idea, bro. I'm gonna make a video about that. That's a good idea. I've been kind of doing something like that, but it hasn't been. But yeah, you're right. You're right about that. I definitely need to start making some videos about that. It's been a lot of guys that been inactive. I actually had did that. Yeah, he do be at all the fights and stuff like that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's a good idea. I need to do that. When you was talking about making those videos, I had an idea in my head about a fight. I was like, man, I wanted to see Jerron Ennis on this fight card or another fight card, possibly. And Eddie Hernan came out and said the same thing. I was like, oh. Oh yeah, I know boxers been in here. I'm pretty sure I was talking to, and this, I know my channel ain't no big channel now, but I'm pretty sure I was talking to Ryan Garcia one day. I had to delete the messages. I wouldn't put him on blast, but I'm pretty sure I was talking to him one day. Yeah, but it ain't really too much I be hating on over here though. I don't really be hating on anything. That's kind of how you can save yourself in boxing. See, my videos aren't really made for people who just want to find out what's going on today. My videos are like for people who want to find out what's going on next year. Like the fans who don't know what's going on today, I can't really help you because that means you don't know anything that's going on in boxing. That means I got to explain everything to you. But as far as like the fans that know what's going on next year, that'd be kind of like the fans that come on here and like know what I'm talking about. But most people do not know what I'm talking about, bro. I didn't really realize that till I started putting up Tank Davis videos, and I'm like, bro, Tank ain't finna fight Ryo this year. Who's telling y'all this? People are like, oh, dislike. Then turn around, Tank ain't even fighting Ryo. So y'all just hating on me for no reason. To be honest, I predicted Tank Davis last two fights and well actually you said he is? What? He's supposed to. Hey, he's supposed to. Oh man. Oh man, he's supposed to. Oh, he's supposed to. Oh yeah, so they already knew about this. Ryo could fight the winner of that. Yeah, I already knew about that. Yeah, Ryo might have to do that fight first. See that? Hey, that's gonna be and that's gonna push things back for Tank. If Tank trying to fight Ryo, yeah, Hiroka Cruz. I don't think he fight Hiroka right now. I don't think Hiroka tripping too much because he know he the number one contender right now. He the intern champ. So Hiroka, he ain't gonna trip too much. Now I'm gonna tell you this too though. Hiroka would have been a good fight for Tank Davis. I know a lot of people don't know him, but I told myself if Hiroka goes out here and stops Barroso, he the real deal. And Barroso's been stopped before, but at the same time, he don't have the type of experience that Barroso has. He said Tank should move up. He going to be retiring 3 days. He on scheduled fight deal. I think Tank. A lot of young guys aren't really scared to get in the ring with Tank Davis. Yeah, Tank got fans in Japan. But a lot of those young guys aren't really scared of Tank Davis. So in like 3 years, Tank could be 32, almost 33. So those guys like H2O, he'll be 23. Abdullah Mason will be over 21. Eventually, those young guys gonna want to fight somebody. I know that might sound early, and these guys might sound like they're not ready right now, but eventually these guys gonna be ready to fight somebody. And they're fighting four or 5 times a year. Man, Abdullah Mason's fighting like 50 times this year. Top Rank getting them ready for something. So he's gonna try to have a belt soon. So before Abdullah Mason leaves 135, he gonna try to have a belt. Top Rank gonna try to give him and Keyshawn Davis a chance at a belt. Camille Moulton versus Tank. Tank will destroy Camille Moulton right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. Tank will destroy Camille Moulton right now. That's not even a fight that should ever happen. And if Tank get to the age where he like 34, Tank ain't gonna be around that long. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Even if Camille Moulton is ready in like 3 years, Tank ain't gonna want to do the fight. Tank ain't gonna be like, he ain't gonna be like Terrence Crawford, 37, trying to fight the best. That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen. But this ain't a good sign fighting Roach though. Not saying Roach isn't a good fighter, but this ain't a good sign. That 130, that 135 division like around with Mason, Carmel, at his weight class. Those lower weight classes, like from 126, 130, 135. A lot of those guys, it's a lot of talent around there. But at the same time, I think 140 is gonna be full all the way until Tank retires, because a lot of guys at 135, they going to 140. Heavyweight's kind of all over the place. I think heavyweight's kind of all over the place right now. You still got Bacoli. I know you got Usyk that dominated, but you still got a lot of other guys. Even if Usyk was to like go away right now, Fury and Joshua still gonna have a problem with Dubois. They waited too long to get Dubois. They waited until he got old enough. That's kind of like the scenario that Canelo got himself in right now, because he waited too long to get Benavidez. Now Benavidez is like around the same age as Dubois. And that's the situation that Tank will catch himself in. You're going to have a lot of guys who's going to be fighting tough fights the whole time. Because as we've seen now, it's other young guys who's fighting the same kind of competition as Tank is. So you got these guys moving up, fighting tough competition. Eventually, somebody's going to be ready. Eventually, somebody's going to be ready. A lot of these guys is not going to be waiting around long. Somebody's going to be ready. somebody's definitely gonna be ready. It happens every time. It's like you got that one young guy who's fighting everybody, then eventually he just beats somebody. Like Isaac Cruz was the same way. Isaac Cruz kind of went through what Daniel Dubois went through. Mario Barrios kind of went through what Daniel Dubois went through. Fought all the tough guys when they were young. By the time they get to a certain age, they dominating. All the fights seem easy now. Like Barrios fought Tank already. Ugas, he fought Keith Thurman. So all the fights from now on are gonna feel easy to him. He's fought tough competition already. So I think this generation of boxers, like these older guys, they're starting to realize that, oh, these younger guys been fighting tough fights this whole time. When I was running around saying that so-and-so was ducking, this guy's been fighting this guy and that guy. Even though Daniel Dubois he lost to Usyk, it shows you that how much of a loss can help you. That's why some people are thinking like, oh, Devin Haney's done. No, him losing can probably do the same thing it did for Daniel Dubois. Ryan Garcia losing probably did something for him. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of guys get better after they lose. A lot of them. There's a lot of guys that get better after they lose. And a lot of guys who try to save that undefeated record, they kind of regret it after a while. Even like in the situation with Charlo and Canelo, I know Charlo probably would have thought to himself, like, man, I should have took some tougher fights before I went in there with Canelo. Probably just should have took a couple of more tougher fights. I don't think fighting Brian Castano got me ready enough to fight Canelo. It's a lot of guys saying that. Like when after Joshua knocked out Ngannou, I told everybody, I was like, bro, this is not helping Joshua. This is not helping Joshua. It's helping boxing, but it's not helping Joshua fighting the MMA guy. Tyson Fury, that's what people don't realize. Tyson Fury and Joshua made a huge mistake fighting Ngannou before fighting Dubois and Usyk. People don't understand how important that one fight is before you fight a big fight. Fighting the MMA guy was the worst decision they could have made. I think it's already overshadowed, bro, to be honest with you. I mean, to be honest with you, Haney don't have to do anything. At this point right now, from what I've seen, and this is just real talk, you ain't gonna hear nobody else, but from what I've seen, like, let me just ask you a question. The way people talk about Devin Haney right now, right? Do they talk about Devin Haney like he lost the fight, or they talk about him like he won the fight? I'm not talking about the words they saying. I'm talking about how much they talk about him. Have you ever seen a person? I'm gonna ask you this. Have you ever seen a person? We've seen Tyson Fury lose recently. We've seen Anthony Joshua lose recently. We've seen Matias lose recently. We've seen Isaac Cruz lose. Have you ever seen somebody who lost a fight talked about as much as Devin Haney? Never. I've never seen nobody who actually lost a fight and people say he got destroyed. And then they turn around and say, hey, man, I want to see him in a rematch again against the same guy. You want Devin Haney to rematch a guy that knocked him down 2 or 3 times? Oh, that guy's box office then. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. I've seen Virgil Ortiz and Boychik had the same type of fight Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney had. I haven't heard anybody saying, man, I want to see Boychik and Virgil Ortiz rematch. I haven't heard anybody say that. So that's how I know Devin Haney is a bigger star than what people are trying to tell me, because the only person they want to name with Tank is Devin Haney. I'm like, man, I want to see Tank fight so-and-so. I want to see him fight De La Hoya. De La Santos. They're like, what about Haney or Shakur Stevenson? I'm like, so you want him to fight the guy you said he just got destroyed? Why don't Tank fight the guy that beat the guy naturally you would think that people would say, well, I want to see Ryan Garcia fight Tank again. They like, I want to see Haney versus Tank. They seen the sparring video, which I'm glad that came out because I've been telling people for years they've been making a big deal out of nothing. But I don't even know if people would even talk about that fight. Like, they're not even talking about the sparring video no more. To be honest with you. From what I've seen coming up, from what I've seen, when I first seen Devin Haney, he was with Floyd. When I seen Devin Haney with Floyd, Devin Haney was that guy. But he was only that guy like to the underground. Shakur Stevenson was that guy to like the amateur scene, and Tank was like that guy just word of mouth, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that people still consider that Devin Haney a big fight for Tank Davis, it just goes to show that a lot of these people, they don't really care about this Ryan Garcia situation. The guys who say Devin Haney is trash, I've never said that a fighter who got this, like when Joshua got beat up recently. You ain't never heard me say the type of stuff that these people said. Oh, he's done, and oh, this guy need to get a new trainer, and he can't get away from the left hook, and you don't even know what punch Joshua got hit by. But it's like he got dropped by Ruiz, got stopped, and they still said, you know what, he can beat Fury. So it just all depends, man. The fans really, even the guy they say they don't like Haney, everybody says that, but they all want to see him fight Tank. I'm like, we got so much talent in boxing. Y'all can't find nobody better than Devin Haney to fight Tank? Well, how is he not good? You can't find nobody better than Shakur Stevenson? I heard he was boring. Why do you want to see Tank fight a boring guy when y'all say gonna run? And then the crazy part is they already seen Tank and Devin Haney fight already. So it's like, what is Devin Haney going to show you differently against Ryan Garcia or Tank Davis that you haven't seen already? And not just us, I'm just talking about in general. And the fact that I know that Devin Haney gets that attention, he's going to be I haven't seen nothing like this since Floyd, to be honest with you. Shakur Stevenson gets a lot of it too, though. He gets a lot of, way more attention than people realize. But like him and Haney get kind of like the Floyd treatment a little bit. Even with a loss, Devin Haney gets the Floyd treatment. I don't know why. I heard somebody said that Devin Haney was supposed to be the next Floyd. I'm like, what? Who said that? From what, like the reports I'm hearing right now, as far as Mexico not really rocking with Canelo, man. They're not really. Mexico not really rocking with Canelo. Canelo can do whatever he want for the rest of his career. You know how fans say Canelo can do whatever he want. He earned the right to do whatever he want. Mexico don't really like him, man. Even Chavez came out recently and said that I should put the video out. I'm gonna put the video out today. I know a lot of people think I be putting out clickbait, but this is what these people think of him. They think he's not fighting the best. They want to see him in a war. They want to see him in a real war. Yeah, I think Roach a good fighter. I think Roach a good fighter. No, I think Roach got a chance. I'm a Lamont Roach fan, so when Lamont Roach was fighting recently, I went live for that fight. It's a lot of fights I ain't go live for, but I went live for Lamont Roach's last fight. I'm a Lamont Roach fan, but at this, my whole thing is, should I even be talking about this situation with Tank Davis? I should not be talking about Tank Davis, who is one of the best fighters on earth. I should not be questioning whether he can beat a 130 right now. Whether he can go down 5 pounds and beat a guy. Like if Lamont Roach is able to even beat Tank, yeah, you're right. If Lamont Roach even beat Tank, or goes have a close fight with Tank, that's gonna explain everything that I've been saying as far as dudes ain't been fighting the best competition across the board. Because even with this fight being announced, you hear a whole bunch of people telling the truth now. Oh, well, Tank ain't that big. Well, he a small 130. If y'all know that Tank a small guy, 135 or 130, why y'all don't say all this about Deontay Wilder fight? Deontay Wilder fighting big heavyweights. These guys is clowns when it comes to boxing. These guys is clowns when it comes to boxing. Don't nobody care about size until Canelo and Tank name come up. Now we know how big everybody is and what their natural weight is. I ain't never heard nobody say, man, Deontay Wilder lost to Tyson Fury because Tyson Fury weighed 270 pounds and he only 200 pounds. And Tyson Fury 270 pounds. That's the reason why he lost. I ain't never heard nobody say that. They'll sit up here and be like, man, he can't box. That's the reason why a guy almost 100 pounds over him beat him. But with Tank, it's like 5 pounds and everybody an expert now. Well, you know, he 5 pounds and he's small for that weight class. I'm like, okay, bro. All right. Okay. I already know that he waiting on anyway. I know a lot of people starting to say it now. Well, he just waiting on anyway. So he the face of boxing, but he waiting on anyway. Anyway should be waiting on him. Yeah, exactly. Pitbull smaller than Tank, and he had 140 with a belt. You know what I'm saying? Mark, I agree with that. And maybe I need to talk about that today because I've been kind of staying away from the Tank Davis conversation because I wanted everybody to announce every fake fight they could, how he was gonna fight Loma, Shakur, and Rayo, and I wanted to see if I could tell the truth about the whole situation and what kind of response I would get. And I got a bad response for saying this too. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth too. I was gonna announce that he was gonna fight Lamont Roach 2 months ago. What is it, October? In August, I was gonna announce that he was gonna fight Lamont Roach. I said, nah, I ain't gonna do all that because people gonna say I'm clickbait. And I said, I ain't gonna do it right now. All I did was say he ain't fighting Rayo. But Pitbull, and what did people say about Pitbull in his last fight? Pitbull looked small at 140. He fighting at 135. Rayo at 135 too. Rayo, he at 135 too. And Rayo fought Pitbull better than Tank did. I tried to explain people that to people. But all people can remember was, well, Rolly got knocked out by Pitbull. Well, Tank knocked out Rolly too. To be honest with you, Pitbull did better against Rolly and Gamboa than Tank did. He did better against Rolly and Gamboa. And Gamboa had an Achilles. He tore his Achilles. Bro, if y'all go, man, let me tell y'all a secret, bro. If y'all go back and watch that Gamboa fight, Gamboa wasn't even supposed to fight. He was supposed to call that fight off in like third or fourth round. Dude had a torn Achilles. He had a torn Achilles, so his foot wasn't even attached to his leg all the way properly. He had to tape his shoe to his foot, to his leg almost. So that wasn't a good win for Tank Davis to get him in the 12th round. That was a horrible win. Oh, yeah. Janibek won. It was a good fight, man. It was a very good fight. That was a very good fight. It was a very good fight. Mikhailovich came to fight, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Janibek got to work on his inside game, though. You understand what I'm talking about, but that's kind of something I've been leaning towards. That's why I had Adames in the fight. Adames got a better inside game, but Janibek got to work on his inside game. He fight Canelo right now. He get destroyed. He said he'll fight Canelo. I think he said he would have fought Canelo recently or something. He'll get blasted by Canelo. Yeah, he got the KO. He got the knockout. He absolutely got the knockout. 9th round. He dropped him in the 2nd round. He dropped him in the 2nd. He was actually playing with him in the 2nd round. Nah. Tank can get a challenge at 135. Tank can absolutely get a challenge at 135. Pitbull is not the best at 135. If you look at who Pitbull's fought, he's not really the best. Look at what Rayo just did to him. Nah, Tank can actually, he can find that work at 135. The fact that he's fighting at 130 right now, though, it's diminishing the sport, man. It really is. It's diminishing the sport. It's diminishing the sport. No way a guy that everybody said can't box is the only person that's moving up 50 pounds to fight people. And the guys who can box, they ain't fighting nobody. Nah, that ain't how. You said has Shiraz's chin been tested? Yeah, his chin been tested. He got a chin. He got a chin. He don't have a good inside game, though. His inside game needs work. He got the same issue Janibek does. That's because they longer guys. But the inside game definitely needs work. If you can fight in the inside, you can beat both of those guys. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has. But I would pick Hamza in that fight, but just what I've seen of Janibek today, I would pick Hamza, but they both don't have a good inside game. I think right now Hamza probably a better boxer overall. Yeah, man. Like I thought Janibek was gonna keep working with Buddy McGirt, but Janibek did the same thing, kind of what Joshua did. He had a trainer that was trying to show him certain things that he needed to work on, and he got away from him. I'm telling you, it's a red flag when a guy go gets a new trainer, then he jumps to another trainer. Like, oh, I don't want to work with this guy. Let me go jump with another trainer. Usually people will say, oh, that's a bad trainer. No, that's a guy who don't want to work on something that he need to work on. And the fact that Janibek don't want to work on his inside game, I would be careful betting on him for a knockout in the future. I didn't want to go for a knockout in this fight, but I would be careful to go for a knockout in certain fights. This guy Mikhailovich, he's not even a fully developed guy. He's not developed all the way. Even though he's like 25, 26, he still has a kid face. He's not really filled out all the way as far as his muscles. Now, look at how big Adames is and how he fights in the inside and how vicious he is. And Janibek was letting this guy just push him all around the ring. Like, nah, no way. Yeah, Shiraz, he's a beast, though. Shiraz, he's an animal. Shiraz is an animal. But if you got good inside game against those two guys, you can get an upset.
but they're not fighting guys with good inside game. That's why Tyler Denny lasted as long as he did, because he was like, oh, I can go just step to the inside on Sherrod. But he ain't have the stamina to do it. He did not have the stamina. He did not have the stamina. But no, it ain't. And a lot of things too, man, what we got to realize is, even when it comes to like certain fighters like Janibek, Canelo, Tank Davis, or anybody, the thing that's going to reveal if these guys fought the best, it's going to be history, it's going to be the fans, and it's going to be the fighters that come after you. Now, I think Conwell too small at 54, but I think Conwell could be able to, Conwell's a small guy. He's not really tall like that. If you look at Conwell against 54s, he's pretty small at 54. He's just a dog, though. I think Conwell's just a dog. He's a shorter guy. Of course, he'll give Janibek a tough fight, though. But he at 154. It'll be a tough fight. It'll be a 50-50 fight. A lot of these guys at 54 will be able to fight at 60. Now, we talking about Majamal versus Janibek. I'm picking Majamal. I think Majamal can beat Janibek right now. I think Majamal can definitely beat Janibek right now. It'll be a tough fight, though. But a lot of these young fighters, like I'm gonna tell you, like Benavidez and all these other guys, they're gonna expose. I'm gonna tell you, this last generation of boxing, this era that's gonna end soon with Canelo and all these guys. These young guys are gonna reveal how weak it is. Boychek versus Janibek, I don't think he can get Janibek. I don't think he can get Janibek. Boychek he don't fight the inside like that. Because that's kind of how Verge Latif stayed in the fight, fighting the inside with Boychek stepping to him. I think it'll be a close fight, though. I think Boychek can get a draw against Janibek, though. But a lot of these guys, they've been rusty, man. A lot of these fighters been rusty. This activity is destroying fighters. It really is. That's why Tank's starting to get a little more active now. I'm glad he jumped back in the ring more recent, because people got to realize Ian Green, y'all like Ian Green. I'm high on Ian Green. Ian Green, that'll be a close fight. That'll be a close fight. I think the experience might get Ian Green, but I don't know. That's a good fight. If I sat down, I don't know. If I sat down and looked at it, I probably would possibly lean towards him. But I don't know if he jab enough for me, though. He got to be in the inside. But a lot of these guys are going to start, because I know Tim Tszyu going to end up going to 160 soon. Probably after next year, Tim Tszyu going to 160. No, I ain't no probably. Guarantee he going to go to 160. His little brother still be at 154. But a lot of these young guys, they're going to start showing people that these fighters that guys been fighting ain't really that dangerous. You remember when Triple G retired and his resume had looked so good? But then as a couple of years go by, start to realize, man, this guy ain't really fought nobody like that. He fought Canelo and Jacobs and Lemieux. Bentley versus Hamza. I ain't like how Bentley looked in his last couple of fights. Since that Janibek fight. I would go with Hamza, but I don't know. I think Bentley to go the distance, but I ain't like how he looked in his last two fights, though. Yeah, I like Denzel Bentley, but that last fight, he should have got things going a little better. I think he had some activity problems. I don't know. I seen him in the ring a lot recently. I don't think he had activity problems like everybody else. Yeah, Tank ain't going to 140, bro. I mean, he can go to 140. I mean, I gave him credit for Barrios because Barrios is one of my favorite fighters for a long time. But I gave him credit for Barrios before Barrios beat Ugas and before he fought Thurman. I was already giving Barrios credit because I knew he was a dog. But if you go back, and I don't want to sit out here and break down guys' resumes, but if you go back to Canelo's resume, and you go back and look at all the guys he ended up stopping and knocking out, those were either guys that just weren't good enough or guys that had rehydration clauses and everything like that. You know, as a fan, a lot of people don't understand how the rehydration clauses affect you, but even with Kovalev, he was like, bro, I fought like a month after fighting Canelo. He said he fought like a month after fighting. He fought Canelo like a month after fighting Anthony Yarde. And then he couldn't weigh a certain amount. It was just a whole bunch of stuff. And he was an older man. And if you go back and look at Canelo's knockouts, Canelo hasn't really knocked out a lot of Americans like that. I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, if you really go back and look at Canelo's resume, he hasn't knocked out a lot of Americans. He's knocked out not Charlo, but Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, not American. Like, most of the guys, Yildirim, not American. Most of the guys Canelo's knocked out is not even American. You know what I'm saying? So I really looked these guys' resumes up. He hasn't really done anything impressive. And I don't want Tank to get in caught. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna read the knockouts Canelo has in the last 8-9 years. He's knocked out Caleb Plant, that was 3 years ago, Billy Joe Saunders, Avni Yildirim, Kovalev, which is the one everybody remembers, Rocky Fielding, who was on a rehydration clause, couldn't knock out Golovkin, and he couldn't knock out Chavez Jr. So a lot of these guys Canelo is knocking out, they're not even American. He only knocked out one American. And I'm going to just have to say it, Canelo's not fighting a whole bunch of black guys. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. And that's just the god-awful truth. It's god-awful, but it's the truth. And I'm a huge fan of Tank. Man, I was watching Tank. Let me tell you something. I knew who Tank was a couple of years before he got on the Conor McGregor versus Mayweather card. That's when everybody first seen Tank. But I knew who Tank Davis was like 2 years before that. Like, I knew who Tank Davis was way before that. So most people who just been watching Tank Davis, they're like, oh man. But I was watching Tank Davis when Tyson Fury and Joshua was supposed to fight 10 years ago. So a lot of these people who just starting to see Tank, they like, oh, well, yeah, he the best I've seen. Yeah, but you haven't seen him fight against people, though. The people that you seen him fight, you never seen them fight before. Everybody didn't know who they didn't see Lamont Roach fight before Tank fought him. They haven't seen Frank Martin fight before Tank fought him. They didn't see Isaac Cruz fight before Tank fought him. They didn't see Rolly Romero fight before Tank fought him. All these guys, Rolly Romero is one of my favorite fighters 7 years ago. So a lot of these guys that Tank fighting, they never seen these guys fight before. They didn't know who Barrios was, and Barrios was a champion. Oh, Tank as an underdog? I ain't had Tank losing no fight. The only fight I've actually come close to picking against Tank was Eastside Cruz, but I said it was gonna go 12. People said I was a hater for saying that Tank Davis was gonna go 12 rounds. And I said Spence was gonna go 12 rounds against Sean Porter. Everybody's like, oh, Sean Porter getting knocked out. I'm like, Sean Porter ain't never been knocked out. Now he gonna get knocked out because he fighting Errol Spence. And then when Crawford finally knocked out Sean Porter, the first person to stop Sean Porter, oh man, Sean Porter quit. This dude finna go in the Hall of Fame and people say he quit. That's crazy. But nah, ain't nobody, bro. But a lot of fans though, they think that people are hating on Tank. Bro, Tank ain't getting none of the hate that Mike Tyson got. If people really grew up in the Michael Jordan, Mike Tyson era, Tank ain't getting no kind of hate, brother. He ain't getting no kind of hate. Devin Haney getting treated like he Mike Tyson after he got out of jail. Tank Davis don't get no hate, bro. I don't know what the fans at, they be doing that. That's why sometimes I be understanding why some YouTubers be going hard when they speak on his situation, because a lot of fans, bro, they be wrong about stuff, then they try to keep talking. Like, bro, y'all said that Rayo was gonna lose. Quit talking. These dudes be like, Rayo he gonna lose to Eastside Cruz. He gonna get stopped. He gonna get knocked out. Rayo getting knocked out because he got knocked out by De Los Santos. Man, that ain't how boxing work. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that irritates me, bro. Like, I don't know everything about boxing, but these dudes didn't know who Frank Martin was. They was calling Frank Martin a duck last year. These dudes was like, oh, Frank Martin don't want to fight Shakur Stevenson. He trash. He running. He ducking. That's when I started getting tired of the duck word. I said, bro, they using ducking for anything. I said, how is Frank Martin ducking when he might fight Tank next? Oh, how you gonna fight Tank next when he running for Shakur Stevenson? And what did Frank Martin do? Jump in the ring with Tank Davis. So I need the fans to explain to me how a guy that they said that was ducking end up in the ring with Tank Davis. Cause they want to make it seem like everybody just turning down millions of dollars. Sanjo versus Janibek. I don't know. Sanjo might get him, man. Sanjo might get him. Sanjo might get him. But no, I think Janibek the favorite right now. Somebody just gonna have to figure out how to fight on the inside with him. I thought Bentley was gonna get him. Hold on, I might have thought Bentley won that fight, if I'm not mistaken. I thought Denzel Bentley possibly won that fight. But yeah, I might have to talk about this earlier, Mark, because I really ain't did no live on it because it's kind of frustrating, man. Like, I don't want to do it, but sometimes I got to wait until some of these guys lose. Like Joshua. I don't even want to bag on Joshua right now. But I kind of do, because every time one of my favorite fighters lose or have a close fight, everybody's, oh, he's done. Man, nobody got beat up like Anthony Joshua did this year. Nobody. Not even Devin Haney. Devin Haney ain't never fought like that as bad as Anthony Joshua did. But as you see, though, it's not about how bad somebody lost. It's about what fans you got and what next fights coming up and who sells the most tickets and who's the biggest name and who has the biggest fan base. But I know one thing. Last time I checked, everybody said that Tyson Fury was a better boxer than Daniel Dubois. But then Joshua goes out there and looks like that against Daniel Dubois. He didn't look like that against Usyk, but he looked like that against Daniel Dubois. Just goes to show you, man, styles make fights. And you pick somebody on the wrong day, it's gonna be the wrong night for you. But that's my only thing right now is as far as when Tank fights, I just want fans of his or anybody else to be like, hey man, I know who that guy Tank is. I know the guy that Tank's fighting. I'd be like, okay, who's the guy Tank fighting? But a lot of these guys that Tank fighting, nobody knows about. They don't know who Lamont Roach is. I can't respect that. Then they come to my channel and act like they know what they talking about. They don't know who Lamont Roach is. They wasn't here when I was doing the live on Lamont Roach, when he was fighting live on Pro Box. When Lamont Roach beat Hector Garcia, nobody cared. I did a post fight on that. And I think I said in that video that if I go back to I'm gonna go back and look at that video. I think I said in that Lamont Roach video, I might have said he possibly can fight Tank. I might have said that. But last year, if you check my videos, I was saying Frank Martin, Tank Davis last year. I already know who these dudes gonna fight, man. That's why I know the fans ain't putting pressure on them, and they know this already. They like the fans don't know boxing. They don't know who Lamont Roach is. They just know he a champion. They don't know who Rolly Romero is. They just know that he was a champion recently. So until the only reason why people say, oh, well, we want to see Tank fight Devin and Shakur Stevenson, because those are only guys that they actually think that are good enough to fight Tank. They don't think Ryan Garcia is good enough to get in the ring with Tank Davis again. So the whole PED thing don't matter. I mean, y'all saying it does matter because now that Ryan Garcia went in there and tested positive and beat Devin Haney, nobody's yelling for a rematch with Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. You notice that? I haven't heard nobody say, hey man, Tank, forget that drug test, man. That PED stuff don't matter, man. Jump in the ring with Ryan Garcia. Haven't heard nobody say that. Haven't heard any boxer say that they want to jump in the ring with Ryan Garcia. But then they'll tell you how PEDs don't matter though. Y'all sure about that? That's why I can't wait till the next boxer talking about, oh, that guy took PEDs. Shut up. You already gave your opinion about PEDs. So what? You got a problem with it soon? Oh, y'all don't like doing that either. So you gonna lose out in the ring and out the ring. Yeah, but until these guys start stepping it up. But I'm gonna tell you right now though, Tank's 30 years old, man. I've been around boxing a long time. This resume Tank got right now, it's not gonna do anything when you start. Bruh, Devin Haney is fighting names. He's fighting names. He's fighting Lomachenko. He's fighting, even Teofimo is fighting Josh Taylor. Like, it's to the point now where Teofimo is fighting bigger names than what Tank's fighting. And I'm like, bro, no, you're not letting Teofimo fight tougher fights and tougher names, bigger names. No, you're not doing it. But a lot of people don't care though, man. They don't. They don't. They don't. I'm hearing people recently say, man, I want to see Canelo fight Bivol again. Canelo lost almost every round to Dimitri Bivol. This man almost lost every round to Dimitri Bivol, and people want to see a rematch. I'm like, the dude name got to mean something at this point. It's all about names at this point, because I'm like, hold on, man. When have guys have lost almost every round get rematches now? When have guys that get knocked down in the third round, fifth round, get rematches? I'm not gonna lie, the fans make boxing exciting. If it wasn't for the fans, boxing would be boring right now. If it wasn't for the fans, boxing would be in the drain right now. The reason being because sometimes it's good when all the fans on the same page, but when they are on the same page, I can't say that, but they're wrong about a lot of stuff. Wrong about a lot of things. It's okay to pick a fight wrong, but when you build your whole channel saying that a certain boxer is a superior boxer to this guy, and then he goes out there and looks worse, that's when your boxing knowledge needs to get kind of tested. It's nothing wrong with getting a fight prediction wrong, but when you literally say, hey, this guy can box and this guy can't, and then one guy goes out there and looks absolutely horrible, loses every round, and it's like, what about this? Oh, well, he sells this many tickets. Oh, okay, we worried about ticket sales and pay-per-views. We can get Jake Paul for that. And this is why Jake Paul is popular now. When you hear people talk about the faces of boxing, it's usually about pay-per-view sales, and it's usually about how much money somebody's making. And Jake Paul is like, okay, that sounds like the rap game. That sounds like rap now. I'm telling you, boxing is getting like rapping. Back in the day, you had to actually know how to rap. You had to write your own stuff. Well, some of these guys weren't writing their stuff, but you had to write your own stuff and put it together. But now all you need is, you just need all the money. You need to just look like a rapper. Now you just need to look like a boxer. And now you get your opportunity. Jake Paul like, oh, I just look like a boxer, so I'm good. I got the pay-per-view sales. I got the fans. I got the followers. So what else I need? Oh, that's it. So once boxing became about pay-per-view sales and numbers, that's when Jake Paul evolved out of it. That's why he's walking around right now. That's why when people say, oh, I don't like Jake Paul in boxing. Why you don't? Why you don't? Because the first thing you're gonna tell me is about how many pay-per-views somebody sold when we're talking about how good somebody is. So why would Jake Paul not be in boxing right now? I would be utterly embarrassed right now if I was a boxer. You got a dude just stepping into the game because he got followers. It's like, bruh, that's crazy. People be like, man, what if Tupac was alive? If Tupac was alive right now, y'all be treating him just like y'all treating these other fighters, like Devin Haney. He give me everything you want, all kind of fights you want, and all of a sudden when it comes to the rules, you don't care about them. So it's like, y'all don't. These fans don't really care about certain fights, and the big fights aren't going to happen. And guess what? And one thing I did notice too, I said this yesterday, I'm gonna say this on live. Just because Devin Haney lost don't mean he ain't gonna still have the biggest fights. Just because he lost, I know it was a lot of people that was waiting to see Devin Haney fight Sandor Martin. I'm like, wow, we have fans requesting Devin Haney to fight Sandor Martin. I'm pretty sure that's the first time Sandor Martin has had fans beg him to get in the ring with somebody. Because after Sandor Martin knocked down Teofimo about 2 or 3 times in the fight, I didn't hear nobody yelling rematch. That should have been a rematch. But yeah, it's a lot of things that go on in boxing where it's like, these dudes, they really messing their resume up. They really are. I'm talking about these guys are really messing their resume up. I'm looking at a lot of guys struggle with certain people, and I'm just like, not impressed. I'm really not impressed. Because look, we got Andy Hiroka right now at the top of the 140 division. And if you look at a lot of guys that people was naming a couple of months ago, 140 ain't really stacked like everybody thought it was. You still got Jermaine Ortiz right there. Jermaine Ortiz could possibly be undefeated right now. That Tiafimo loss was horrible. Still got Rolly up there, Lipinets, Kane Sandoval. Yeah, 140 still deep. It's not as deep as it was, but it's pretty deep. Sandor Martin with almost 50 fights. He need to get back in the ring, man. He ain't been in the ring since December. Possibly can see something like that happen in the ring. Sandor Martin could possibly be a fight. I don't know what's going on with him right now, but sure would like to figure it out. But yeah, a lot of these guys don't beef their resumes up soon. A lot of these older guys gonna be like, you know what? We're replacing these guys. But yeah, I'm gonna come back on live later on, man. I ain't been on live in a minute. I'm gonna try to come back on before this other boxing match come on. But yeah, everybody subscribe and hit the like button, man. I'm gonna be back on here tomorrow. It's gonna be a lot of fights coming on today, so I'm probably gonna go live like 2 or 3 more times today, just so everybody knows some boxing going on. But yeah, shout out to Wayne, man. My first time seeing Wayne up in here. I think Tommy Dope's been around here. Canelo's Floyd's son, I seen you in here. I just want truth. I just want the truth. Shout out to I just want the